again, moving at the limit and no problems on the Gardner Expressway if you're traveling into or out of downtown. From time to time, we'll have a bit of volume as you make your way through York and to the Don Valley Parkway in either direction. And it's all because of that long-term concern. Right now, a very light volume. 407 ETR traffic experts study driving patterns all year round to ensure a smooth ride, 365 days a year.
The fuck? They study driving patterns,
is at 10:01. Now the check of the forecast. Here's Carl Lamb.
And we drop down to -2 tonight with mostly cloudy conditions. Those clouds do linger into tomorrow. We could see a few breaks of sunshine as well. 5 degrees will be the high temperature. We do have a chance for rain and freezing during the evening hours. The freezing rain chance is really for areas northeast of the city, closer to cottage country. And that chance does continue into Thursday morning on Boxing Day with that freezing rain risk. But otherwise, it's rain showers that start to overtake most of the GTA. By the late morning and afternoon, a high of 3 degrees. We go up to 8 degrees on Friday, a few early rain showers. Cloudy sky, some evening snow showers are possible, and a low of 0 Friday night. Tonight's overnight low -2.
Right now in downtown Toronto, partly cloudy, 1 degree, but feeling like -5 with the wind chill. And at Pearson Airport, overcast and 0, but feeling like -5 as well.
This extended forecast is brought to you by Cold Drops. One drop for temporary relief of sore throat and nasal congestion.
Cold Drops.
Cold Drops are available at medical pharmacies near you. This product may not be right for you. Always read and follow the label.
Coming up at 10 o'clock, we'll have the latest on the mild weather forecast for the city this Christmas. 680 News Time, 9:53. Aaron Park.
Neil, why buy at Aaron Park Toyota? Well, when you see that every single individual from the moment you walk in is gearing all of what they're doing towards a positive experience, you kind of feel that there's something intentional going on, and you can't ask for more than that.
That's nice to hear.
Aaron Park.
It's time to Toyota. Time to get 0.49% finance rates up to 48 months on 2020 Corollas, all with Toyota Safety Sense.
Aaron Park.
Be the first to know. Breaking news as soon as it happens. 680 News.
Justin Bieber fans have a lot to be excited about in the new year. ABC's Jason Nathanson has more.
Really?
Justin Bieber hasn't released a new album in almost 5 years.
I didn't notice.
Video, he confirmed new music is coming in 2020. He gave a preview of his first single called
Isn't he almost 30?
From Friday, and he also teased a new docuseries.
I believe that I'm right where I'm supposed to be, and God has me right where he wants me.
The presents keep on coming. A new tour in 2020 will see the 25-year-old playing stadiums and arenas starting May 14th.
25. Hold on. How long has he been doing this shit?
You're listening to All News Radio 680 News coming up in just 60
He
seconds.
made music for 5 years and didn't for 5 years? Like, seriously?
This is your breaking news station, 680 News.
1-877 cars for kids. KARS cars for kids. 1-877 cars for kids. Donate your car today.
Donate online at carsforkids.ca. That's Cars for the Kids. We got a quick and easy. Will benefit a child and get a maximum tax credit.
1-877 cars for kids. Donate your car today.
Hurry! Get your last chance to donate for 2019.
680 News.
Now part of your smart home.
Hey Google, play 680 News.
Playing 680 News.
Dear everybody, you'll see thousands of images today. Here are 3 you won't see.
A girl who uses a walker eating ice cream with her friends.
A young woman with a prosthetic leg model.
Why wouldn't you see that? That doesn't make sense to me. You can get a walker into the Baskin Robbins.
You're influenced by the images you see, and the ones you don't. It's time to include disability in the picture. Sign Holland Blur.
I agree, but I think your examples suck.
Create a world without stigma for kids and youth with disabilities.
For kids and youth.
Everybody.ca.
Not just kids and youth.
News Time 9:56. Now time for the 680 News Business Report with Chris McCusker.
This is why I smoke this shit when I listen to this shit,
on the
man.
NASDAQ. It hit an intraday record and it closed at an all-time high. It was up by 7 points, 8,952. The S&P down half a point, 3,223. And the Dow off by 36, 28,515. Very low volume today, about 40% below the average on Wall Street, heading into Christmas in a shortened session. TSX also closed at a record. It was up 51 points.
Shortening session. Wait. What are you talking about?
Canada, which held off on cutting interest rates this year, might be in a different position next year. Carlos Shimada is chief market strategist at Cambridge Global Payments.
So we had a very weak GDP report came out yesterday, really suggesting that the Canadian economy's sort of hit stall speed here. And, that comes along with a pattern of weaker data elsewhere. And so, the thought that Canada will remain an outlier for that long is probably naive at this point.
The Canadian dollar a little lower today, closing just below 76 cents U.S. Oil was up 59 cents, 61.11 a barrel. And then gold jumped by $16, 15.04, a jump of 1.1%, moving above $1,500 for the first time in 7 weeks. Meantime, a fresh one-year low for shares in Aurora Cannabis today, down by 1.1%, $2.62, going as low as $2.50. Now, over the weekend, Cam Batley stepped down as chief corporate officer, and now we're hearing he was asked to step down, but we don't know why. In an earlier release, the company wished him well in Australia, where Batley was approved as a director for MedRelief Australia. Shares in Aurora Cannabis year to date now down 61%. I'm Chris McCusker. This is 680 News.
Weather forecast you can bank on, because if we're off by more than 3 degrees,
You can win our growing cash jackpot. The 680 News Weather Guarantee. Enter online at 680news.com.
For 8 days, Toronto glows a little bit brighter as giant outdoor menorahs light up the night sky. As you travel our city, you'll see them at Old City Hall, Nathan Phillips Square, lighting up the foot of Queen's Park. There are some 30 of them around the GTA, shedding light from Niagara Falls all the way up to Aurora. These menorahs...
Niagara Falls is not in the GTA, motherfucker. Holy.
Publicize the message of Hanukkah.
We're just annexing everything.
Religious freedom over oppression. Still, the main celebration of Hanukkah remains a family affair. So in the evening of each of the 8 days of Hanukkah, gather your family and light the menorah, adding an additional flame each night. If you'd like to find out more or for a holiday guide, visit us online at Hanukkah.ca. This message is brought to you by Steele's Memorial Chapel, wishing you a happy Hanukkah.
Paul Cook and Catherine Chate.
weekday mornings starting at 5:30.
This is 680 News.
In Burlington, mostly cloudy, 1 degree. Mississauga, partly cloudy and 0. In Newmarket, overcast skies, -2 degrees. And in Vaughan, cloudy and -1. Right now in downtown Toronto, partly cloudy, 1 degree, but feeling like -5 with a wind chill. This is CFTR at 680 News Time, 10 o'clock.
Number 1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is 680 News, Toronto.
Good evening. This is Tuesday, the 24th of December. I'm Tim Chapman.
And I'm Eden Tababa. Here's what's making news this hour.
Mother Nature gifting the GTA with some warm weather this holiday season. That full story just moments away.
Yeah, but you're threatening us with cold weather too. You fucking level up with us.
Body in a dumpster. A shooting near Jean and Finch around 2:30 this afternoon left one man in hospital with serious injuries.
Fish crashes onto car. I'm ABC's Chuck Severson. That coming up.
The Raptors get set to play on Christmas Day for just the second time in franchise history, and it sounds like the Lakers will have both LeBron and Anthony Davis in their showdown with the Clippers on Christmas. Sports at 15.
Records on both sides of the border in a mixed position. Netflix is getting a pay raise. Business at 26.
680 News Time, 10:01.
Time for shopping weather together on the ones. Good evening, Michael Ranger.
Good evening, Tim. This is Alexis of Oakville. We are looking at a very quiet drive right now on the major routes. Everything is up to speed. We've got one spot where we're seeing some construction going on. That's eastbound 401 east of Brock Street in the left lane. Crew's doing some emergency pothole repairs there. MTO says that's going to be in effect until the 27th. Again, just the left lane is blocked. And with the light traffic on the roads right now, that lane restriction not causing any problems. 401 up to speed all the way across the city in both directions. 404 DVP northbound, southbound, no delays there. Gardner's up to speed in both directions. So is the QEW. 403, 410, 427, all looking good in both directions. We got some construction going on city streets right now. Keel Street is down to a single lane in both directions north of Teston and Vaughan. Got a couple of long-term road closures in the Portlands. Commissioner Street closed in both directions between Munition and Don Roadway. Don Roadway closed in both directions between Commissioners and Lakeshore. Those closures are going to be in effect until May of 2020. And some construction going on right now at the intersection of Highway 7 and Markham Road. Every Lexus that leaves Lexus of Oakville comes with all 54 employees as standard equipment. Nobody looks after you like Lexus of Oakville, home of the ultimate Lexus experience. Visit lexusofoakville.ca. Your next report is at 10:11. Now with the forecast, here's Carl Lamb.
Mostly cloudy across the GTA tonight with a low of -2. And as we head into tomorrow for Christmas Day, it's mostly cloudy, a chance for rain and some freezing rain late in the evening. Looks like it will get started around 6 or 7 o'clock. And tomorrow's high 5 degrees, tomorrow night's low -1. Tonight's overnight low -2.
Right now in downtown Toronto, partly cloudy, 1 degree, but feeling like -5 with the wind chill. And at Pearson Airport, overcast and 0, but feeling like -5 as well. 680 News Time, 10:03.
We've been telling you all day about the dry, calm weather we're going to get for Christmas Day tomorrow, and it makes us a little sadder every time we do.
Well, it's a good thing we had 680 meteorologist Carl Lamb to tell you instead.
It'll be an interesting day tomorrow as we have mainly dry conditions and a high of 5 degrees, but with those low clouds making their way into the GTA, it is definitely trickier to tell what type of precipitation it will be able to squeeze out. So areas closer to the lake, you may see a few raindrops here and there.
If you ever need an update on the weather, stay tuned to 680 News, where we have your forecast every 10 minutes on the ones.
680 News Time, 10:03. Breaking news from North York, where a body was found in a dumpster near Keel and Finch. Toronto police are investigating along with forensic services to try and make sense of what exactly happened. Toronto Fire confirming to 680 News that they were called to Romfield Drive just before 4 this afternoon to reports of a dumpster fire. Since then, Toronto police have taken over, and details on the situation surrounding the dead body are very limited.
Breaking news 6 hours later, eh?
Stay with 680 News for more as the story develops.
680 News Time, 10:04. A shooting in the city's West End this evening sent one man to hospital with serious injuries. 680's Meg Black reports on Toronto Police's hunt for 3 suspects.
A shooting in Toronto's Jane and Finch area. The call came in just before 2:30 this afternoon after reports of a man shot multiple times. Upon arriving on scene, officers located shell casing near the Jane and Finch Mall. A man was rushed to hospital and is in critical condition, suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. Constable Alex Lee tells 680 what we know about the suspects so far.
Multiple suspects responsible for the shooting. They've been described as all black.
Police are asking anyone with any information to please come forward. Stay with 680 for more on this developing story. I'm Meg Black.
680 News Time, 10:05. A woman is in hospital with serious injuries after she was hit by a car in Scarborough. Police say it happened near Markham Road and Eglinton Avenue East. The vehicle has since fled the scene, and police are searching for possible suspects. However, there are no descriptions available at this time. Toronto police say the woman was taken to a trauma center with head injuries, which are thankfully non-life-threatening. The roads have since reopened since the collision, and traffic seems to be running smoothly.
680 News Time, 10:05. Toronto's just a miracle or two away from getting its first saint. The Archdiocese of Toronto's recently wrapped up the first phase of Sister Carmelina Tarantino's path to sainthood. She lived bedridden for 23 years in a Toronto hospital. Her spiritual advisor, Father Claudino Pacini, says she is a saint who inspired thousands of Italian and Canadians from her bed.
Talking about a warrior. She was a warrior. She was in union with Jesus. The question, why should she be a saint? She lived the will of God. And if you do that, you are in union with Him. You are a holy person in union with the holiness of God.
The Archdiocese says it sent more than 10,000 pages of documents to the Vatican after a 10-year investigation.
680 News Time, 10:06. A scary afternoon for workers at a bank in Brampton where 3 men carried out an armed robbery. Peel police say the Christmas Eve heist happened just east of Airport Road and Countryside Drive earlier this afternoon. Suspects were seen fleeing the scene in a car, but there are no descriptions as of yet for the alleged robberies or their vehicle. The only details available so far is that the suspects were wearing bandanas at the time. Thankfully, nobody was hurt as a result of their actions.
680 News Time, 10:07.
What
should have been a silent night in the
Royce
GTA was disturbed
5'9",
by
and
3
tall, skinny
separate
white
overnight
guy, and all these
shootings.
other descriptions.
One turned fatal. Police tape and a tarp covered a body in front of a townhouse on Chevron Prince Path in Oshawa.
And I'm sitting there and also pop, like 7 shots. Oh my God. Merry Christmas, eh?
Merry
Police say
Christmas,
around
eh?
3 this morning, they were called to the area for sounds of gunshots, and they found a male in his 20s on the ground. He was pronounced dead at the scene.
It's heartbreaking. This is Christmas Eve. This is not what this season is about. To have somebody murdered this time of year is going to be terribly tough on the family, and it's tough on the community.
This was one of 3 shootings in the GTA. The other 2 were in Toronto, leaving 2 men wounded.
And one of those victims
How did I
of the
read
shooting,
about a fourth
popular
one?
rapper from Toronto, believed real name Jakar
More than
Stewart,
24
was
hours
shot dead
ago?
last night in Oshawa. Faiz Amin from City News spoke with Durham Regional Police Inspector Mitch Martin for more.
Multiple gunshots were fired, and numerous callers called in about that, hearing multiple gunshots. And then officers attended the area and located the male in the front stoop of that house.
Jakar Stewart was pronounced dead at the scene. The local musician has over 15,000 followers on Instagram where tributes poured in today. Investigators believe he was visiting the area at the time, but it's unclear if the shooting was targeted. No suspect information has been released. Police have not confirmed they are searching for a white vehicle in connection to the shooting, but a white burnt-out SUV was found around 6:30 this morning in the parking lot at Bluffers Park in Scarborough. Police say the vehicle
Push it off the
is considered
cliff.
suspicious, and they are investigating, but it's too early to say if it is connected to this morning's shooting. I'm Faiz Amin for City News.
680 News Time, 10:08. The holidays means more sugar, starches, spirits, and stress. The 4 S's, which can be bad for your teeth. Dr. Kim Hansen is the association president and offers up some tips.
Water's always a good friend any time of year because it decreases the acidity in the mouth. It washes away any debris. So,
You have debris
just
in
drinking
your
water
mouth.
in
Drink
between,
some water.
like many other events, chewing gum, if you don't have access, it'll stimulate saliva flow, which will help buffer the pH in the mouth.
Hansen also says if you wait 30 minutes after eating or drinking anything sweet before you brush your teeth, it can lessen the chances of sensitivities later on. Coming up, traffic and weather together
I
on
don't
the ones.
understand that
680
reasoning.
News Time, 10:09.
Hey guys, have you been on medication or just feel lousy because of your weight? Sleep apnea, sciatica, I had it all. Until I met the team at Harvey Brooker Weight Loss for Men. I'm Pat Carano, a 51-year-old accounting professional from Woodbridge. And I'm telling you, losing my weight has changed my life.
Don't miss 20% off 2020 memberships. New members only. Call now, 416-222-9887. HarveyBrooker.com.
If you could do it alone, you would have done it already.
Now the 680 News, a gas price update. Tenpro predicts the price will not change at midnight. It's expected to hold at $1.18.9 a liter at most GTA stations. 680 News Time, 10:10.
This holiday, what if giving also felt like getting? At Indigo Chapters and Kohl's, we have incredible gifts that inspire moments. Fabulous books, toys, home decor, and everything else you need to give more magic. Visit us in store or at indigo.ca.
Hello, I'm Daryl Hayashi, a former tax auditor. You've been listening to my ads for the last 20 years. Dealing with Revenue Canada can be an emotional and difficult time for you. No wonder many of you out there have chosen to bury your head in the sand. Call me at 416-751-TAX-7. That's 416-751-TAX-7. Or email me at taxaudit@rogers.com. Let's get that sand out of your hair.
This holiday, make shopping for the perfect gifts easy at indigo.ca. Simply shop online, then pick up in store at any of our locations across the country. For stress-free shopping and sure to please presents, go to indigo.ca.
680 News Time, 10:11. Time for traffic and weather together on the one.
10:11.
Ranger.
This report brought to you by Shell. Very quiet on the roads right now, I guess, as you'd expect this hour on Christmas Eve. We've got one issue on the eastbound 401 just east of
What
Brock
the fuck
Street.
is
Crews
this
are working
shit?
in the left lane there. That's for emergency pothole repairs. MTO says that's going to be in effect for a couple days until the 27th. But that lane restriction not causing any delays with the light traffic on the roads. No delays at all on the 401 in either direction right now. 404 DVP northbound and southbound is all up to speed. So is the Gardner. QEW looks good in both directions. All your major routes right now are up to speed in all directions. We've got some issues going on city streets, well, some construction, I should say. None of it is causing any delays, but Keel Street in both directions down to a single lane north of Teston. That's in Vaughan. And then there's some construction going on at the intersection of Highway 7 and Markham Road. And then we've got a couple of long-term road closures in the Portlands. Commissioner Street closed in both directions between Munition and Don Roadway. Don Roadway closed in both directions between Commissioners and Lakeshore. Both those closures are long-term, and they're going to be in effect until May of 2020. It's simple to get 50 air miles bonus miles. Just fuel up 4 times with any Shell fuel only until December 27th. The details at shell.ca/air miles with fuel. Your next report is at 10:21. Now with the forecast, here's Carl Lamb.
Cloudy tonight, -2. Cloudy tomorrow for Christmas Day and a high of 5 degrees. We're watching for the chance of rain closer to the lake in the east end, and then a little bit of freezing rain setting up in the northeastern portion of the GTA. And as we head into Thursday, that risk does continue for a little bit of freezing rain there, but as temperatures do warm up, it changes over to rain showers for everybody. And then areas in the east end could see a little bit of a wintry mix. So 3 degrees will be the high on Thursday. Tonight's overnight low, -2.
Right now downtown, 1 degree and overcast. Over at Pearson Airport, similar conditions and 1 degree. Still to come on 680 News, a list of your top stories and sports. 680 News Time, 10:13.
Smart people
With smart speakers,
always listen to
Alexa, play 680 News.
Playing 680 News.
Let's consider for a moment some internet holiday deals you might want to think about. Uranium ore, Madagascar hissing cockroaches, an umbrella hat. Or how about a great holiday deal you don't have to think about, like the Bring Home a Honda event. Lease the redesigned 2020 Honda CR-V LX for just $90 weekly at 4.99% and 0 down. Includes freight fees for 60 months. Taxes extra OSC. See HondaOntario.com. Bring Home a Honda. Sale thinking required. Well, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. Since we've no place to go.
The holidays don't quite feel like the holidays without a home. Share the warmth with Toronto's homeless this holiday season by donating at fredvictor.org.
This is All News Radio, 680 News.
It's 1 degree and overcast. Good evening from the 680 News Broadcast Center in downtown Toronto. I'm Tim Chapman. Here are the top stories at this hour. Our meteorologist Carl Lamb says we're in store for a green and unusually warm Christmas this year. Tomorrow should bring a balmy high of around 6 degrees. And Toronto police are investigating along with forensic services to try to make sense of what happened after a body was found in a dumpster near Keel and Finch. And coming up after sports, the Queen plans to acknowledge that both Britain and her family have endured a difficult year in her Christmas message.
Oh, I'm sure things have been hard. I'm sure things have been so hard. Motherfucker.
Josh Goldberg.
The Raptors are getting ready for just their second ever Christmas Day game as they'll welcome the Boston Celtics to Scotiabank Arena, with the two teams separated by just a half game in the Atlantic Division. Raps coach Nick Nurse says his team is excited for the spotlight.
I think it'll be fun. I know I'm getting a lot of messages from back home. Everybody's going to be watching. I think it's a tradition, becoming a tradition around the country and Canada and the U.S. as well. To watch basketball on Christmas, it's great to be a part of it.
Sportsnet and Sportsnet by Night, the fan will have all the action with TV coverage starting at 11:30 and radio coverage gets going at noon. Sportsnet has 3 other NBA games on Christmas Day, with the Bucks and Sixers at 2:30, Clippers and the Lakers at 8, and the nightcap with the Pelicans in Denver at 10:30. The Nuggets also announced a multi-year contract extension for their head coach, Mike Malone. To hockey, where the NHL is off for their Christmas break until Friday, with the Leafs sitting in second place in the Atlantic. But you can get your hockey fix starting on Boxing Day as the World Juniors kick off in the Czech Republic, with Canada opening up against their biggest rival, the United States. Sports at 15 and 45 past every hour, or anytime on the home of Tim and Sid now on TV and radio, Sportsnet 590 The Fan. 680 News Time, 10:16.
Bodog.net wants to show you how to make a play this basketball season. When everyone's got the favorite from LA, you're repping the underdog from the 6. When everyone says beating this team is impossible, you're all about going all in on possible. When all of social media says you've got no chance, you've already got the perfect tweet to prove them wrong. Even when the odds are stacked against you, you're already planning the post game. Don't miss a chance to make a play at Bodog.net, your source of free casino games, poker strategy, and live basketball odds.
This Christmas morning, log on to AaronwoodFord.com for this year's best gift. Aaronwood's famous Boxing Week Blitz is coming. Huge inventory, no admit fees, amazing year-end prices, plus
No, they're charging too much money when they shorten the words. No admit fees. What's an admit fee? You're not supposed to ask that question.
Aaronwood's famous Boxing Week Blitz is coming, everyone. Pre-shop at AaronwoodFord.com. Sale starts Boxing Day at 9 a.m.
680 News Time at 10:17. The Queen plans to acknowledge that both Britain and her family have endured a difficult year in her Christmas message. The pre-recorded address will be broadcast in Britain and the Commonwealth nations on Christmas Day.
In her annual Christmas message, the Queen acknowledging a turbulent year for her country and perhaps her family as well. The path may at times this year have felt quite bumpy, she says, but small steps can make a world of difference.
It's believed the Queen is referring both to Britain's path out of the European Union and to setbacks for the royal family. The Queen's son, Prince Andrew, has come under scrutiny for his friendship with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. And the health of the
I thought he was under scrutiny for having sex with underage girls.
A constant concern. 680 News Time, 10:18. Fish crashes onto car. You might say holy mackerel, except it was a catfish.
It could have been worse. A driver, Risa Walston, could have hit a deer or a buffalo. Luckily, those are too heavy for a bird to carry. In Beaufort County, North Carolina, one bird managed to catch and carry its dinner aloft, but then lost its grip.
I was like, oh my gosh, it's a catfish. And about that time, he drops
What the fuck did the window shatter?
lands on my windshield, and tiny glass just goes everywhere.
The fowl's fish smashed the windshield. Walston pulled over and picked up the proof so the insurance adjuster at Body Shop wouldn't look at her funny. Chuck Sievertson, ABC News.
680 News Time, 10:19. Former Uber CEO Travis Kalanick is officially severing ties with the company he founded a decade ago.
Travis Kalanick is leaving ride-hailing for food delivery. Uber said Kalanick will depart from the board of directors by the end of the year so he can focus on a new venture creating kitchens for food delivery services. Kalanick co-founded Uber in 2009. He revolutionized the taxi industry and challenged the way cities regulate transportation. But his brash style led to a shareholder revolt, and he stepped down as chief executive in 2017. Kalanick has sold his entire stake now in Uber, said to be worth more than $3 billion.
Yeah, that was probably the one good move he could
since
make.
the company went public. Aaron Katursky, ABC News, New York.
This is 680 News. Officials in Pennsylvania say they've broken up a major drug ring.
Philadelphia police say they worked with the FBI and DEA on a sting operation that led to the arrest of more than 200 suspected drug dealers. The seizure of drugs worth an estimated $600,000, including heroin, meth, and cocaine, and assault weapons. The gun seizure is very important, says Police Inspector Joseph Fredericksdorf.
I'm sure that some of these guns were engaged in past shootings. We're going to forensically analyze these guns.
Yeah, technically speaking, I'm sure that's true.
The sting was prompted by complaints from residents of the Kensington neighborhood, a hotbed of drug activity. Brian Clark,
Our
ABC News.
Kensington fucking market's full of drugs
With
too.
mostly cloudy conditions, those winds are going to start.
Coming up, traffic and weather together on the one. 680 News Time, 10:20.
You're too depressed to work, and your insurance company ignores your doctor's opinion and denies your long-term disability claim. Sound familiar? My name is Aaron Waxman, and if your disability claim has been
I
denied
want to
for
hear
any
more
reason,
about this
call me
dumpster fire body.
661-4878. And don't worry about upfront legal fees, because there are none.
This
At
is
my
my
law firm,
Christmas
team of
present to
lawyers only
myself.
get paid when you get paid. And before you call, you should always remember that there are no bad questions. 416-661-4878 or on your cell phone at pound LTD.
Missed out on Black Friday bargains? Don't worry. Hi, I'm Sean from New Balance Toronto, and we're gearing up for our Boxing Day blowout. From December 26th to January 12th, we're giving you the best prices of the year. Save up to 50% off footwear, apparel, and accessories. With deals like these, it's the perfect time to try something new or just stock up on the styles you love.
New Balance Toronto, your fit specialist for 19 years. Some conditions apply. See store for details.
680 News Time, 10:21. Time for traveling weather together on the ones. Here's Michael Ranger.
Looking at a very quiet drive right now on all the major routes. We've just got one spot where we're seeing any sort of lane restrictions, and that is on the eastbound 401 east of Brock Street. Left lane block there. They're doing emergency pothole repairs. MTO telling us that's going to be in effect for the next couple of days until December 27th. But with the light traffic on the roads right now, that lane restriction is not causing any delays whatsoever. 401 up to speed all the way across the city right now in both directions. 404 DVP northbound, southbound, no delays there. Same thing with the Gardner. It's up to speed in both directions. We do have that long-term construction on the Gardner from York to DVP down to 2 lanes in both directions, but not causing any problems there right now. QEW looks good in both directions. So does the 403, 410, 427, 400. All looking good both directions right now. We've got some issues on city streets, some construction going on. Keel Street in both directions down to a single lane north of Teston and Vaughan. The intersection of Highway 7 and Markham Road, some construction going on there. Then we've got some long-term road closures. Commissioner Street closed in both directions between Munition and the Don Roadway. Don Roadway closed in both directions between Commissioners and Lakeshore. Those road closures are going to be in effect until May of 2020. The Mazda year-end event is on now. Get up to $1,500 a year-end event bonus on select new Mazda models. Visit your local Mazda dealer today. Your next report is at 10:31. Now with the forecast, here's Carl Lamb.
For tonight, -2 with mostly cloudy conditions. Those winds are going to start to die down. And as we head into tomorrow, mostly cloudy, 5 degrees for Christmas Day. A chance for rain and freezing rain to develop late in the evening. Looks like it will be rain closer to the lakeshore, but the further inland you go, better chance for some freezing rain. Conditions continue into Boxing Day, where we could see some of that freezing rain continue, but by the late morning and afternoon, rain showers start to overtake most of the GTA, a high of 3 degrees, and then by Friday, we go up to 8 degrees. Chance of rain showers to start with cloudy conditions, but some snow flurries by the evening. Tonight's overnight low, -2.
Right now downtown, 1 degree and overcast over at Pearson Airport. Similar conditions, the wind chill making things feel more like a -5. Remember, 680 News is the only radio station with a weather guarantee. Today's jackpot sits at $10,200. Coming up at the bottom of the hour, your Christmas Day forecast and details on a violent robbery near Jane and Finch. 680 News Time, 10:23.
Some savings are too big to fit into Fox, like Sunwing's Boxing Week sale, where you can save up to 40% on all-inclusive vacations at top-rated resorts. Save big now, so this winter you can vacation better with our best price guarantee. But hurry, Boxing Week deals this hot will be flying off the shelf. Book by December 27th with your travel agent or Sunwing.ca.
The 680 News Insider Club. It pays to belong.
This week, you could win a $100 inspired dining card to spend at 7 different restaurant brands, including Jack Astor's Bar and Grill, Scatterbush Italian Kitchen and Bar, Canyon Creek, and more. Enjoy amazing food, a wide selection of craft beers, cocktails, and frequent new menu features. With over 35 locations in the GTA, stop in and enjoy an exceptional dining experience.
Visit 680news.com for your chance to win and to sign up for the Insider Club.
Hi, it's Fido. Holiday deals are in full swing and the fun continues with Boxing Week. Treat yourself, you've earned it. The Samsung Galaxy S10 or A70 is at $0 on select 2-year plans. $0, never-ending fun. And go all out without going over, with data overage protection included on all new plans. Hurry up in store or at Fido.ca to discover more holiday deals. Conditions apply. Fido, go get it.
I'm Christopher Lina, General Manager of Lexus Downtown. I hope you're free Friday or Saturday. It's our Boxing Week event, and it's a great opportunity to get an exceptional rate on a Lexus, as low as 0.9% on select models. Cash incentives up to $8,000 on selected 2019 models. And for 2 days only, special prices on all pre-owned and demonstrator vehicles. I'd love to meet you. Visit LexusDowntown.ca for details. Part of Downtown Auto Group. You are what drives us.
Time for all Christmas news at 25 minutes past each hour, brought to you by the Scott Mission. He sees you when you're sleeping and he knows when you're awake, but now we can keep some tabs on him too. Santa Claus has already begun his Christmas Eve journey, delivering presents around the world. According to the NORAD satellite tracker, St. Nick left the North Pole just after 4 this morning. A joint operation between the Canadian and U.S. military, NORAD Santa Initiative, started back in 1955 when a Colorado newspaper invited children to call Santa Claus, accidentally listing the number for the Continental Air Defense Command hotline.
Christmas news at 25 minutes past every hour on 680 News.
Dude, it's Christmas now. What the fuck are you reporting on?
10:26, now the 680 News Business Report.
Back-to-back records at the close for the TSX. Today it was higher by 51 points, 17,180. The Dow was down 36, the S&P off by half a point, and the NASDAQ higher for a 10th straight day, up by 7 points, 8,952. That is also a record. This is also the longest win streak for the NASDAQ since July of 2017. And the NASDAQ, potentially the big winner this year in North America, up by almost 35% with just a few trading days left. So not much to complain about in 2019. Carl Shimada is Chief Market Strategist at Cambridge Global Payments.
Santa definitely left some very nice presents under the tree for investors. Fundamentally, you have central banks providing lots of liquidity to the markets, and overall economic conditions not deteriorating as much as I think observers expected last year. So, you see markets march ever upwards throughout the year.
Shares in Netflix today up by 10 cents, $333.20 a share. Chief Executive and Chief Content Officer Reed Hastings is getting a pay raise next year. Now, according to a regulatory filing, Hastings, who also founded the streaming giant, will receive stock options worth $34 million, up from about $31 million a year ago. Shares in Netflix year to date higher by 25.5%. Price for gold today higher by $16, $15.04, so it moved above $1,500 for the first time in 7 weeks. Oil was up 59 cents, 61.11. Some optimism today around phase one of the U.S.-China trade deal after the U.S. president told reporters in Florida the deal is very close to being completed, and the Canadian dollar a little lower on the day, closing just below 76 cents U.S. At the Business Center, I'm Chris McCusker.
Need window inspiration? Then you need to speak to the experts. Hi, I'm Tom Rokicki of Inline Fiberglass Windows and Doors. Our window experts are experienced in working with architects, builders, and homeowners to ensure your vision becomes a reality. So whether you're replacing your old windows or building your dream home, dream the dream with Inline Fiberglass. If you can dream it, we can build it. Visit our Factory Direct showroom, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or inlinefiberglass.com.
The Mercedes-Benz Oakville year-end winter sales event is on now. For a limited time, enjoy exceptional offers such as lease rates from 1.49%, finance rates from 0.49%, cash support up to $25,000, and 3 payments waived on us on select in-stock models. Plus, receive a special bonus offer with purchase available only at Mercedes-Benz Oakville. Visit our showroom today at the QEW and Dorval Drive in Oakville and use these generous offers to gift yourself a Mercedes-Benz this holiday season.
It's time for
so many better things to spend money on than
forecast, brought to you by OFX.
I'd get like 6 Ford Focuses or
OFX are
something.
global money transfer specialists. From businesses
Just 3 of them
selling
away
globally
or
to
some
individuals
shit.
investing
So many better things
overseas.
to do with money
Transact
than
across borders with confidence. It's how the world moves money. More at OFX.com.
In Vancouver, clear in 3. Winnipeg, overcast, -6. Ottawa, similar at -4. Right now, downtown Toronto, 1 degree and overcast. 680 News Time, 10:30.
Number 1 for news in Toronto. This is 680 News.
Good evening. This is Tuesday, December the 24th. I'm Eden DeBaba.
And I'm Tim Chapman. Here's what's making news this hour.
Santa will have to shed a few layers when he touches down in Toronto tonight. A full weather forecast just seconds away.
Police are investigating the discovery of a body near Finch and Keele Street.
For a wintry music video, Drake's surprise new track is catching major heat after an appearance from a
Look at what you
notorious
released.
Toronto name.
Jesus
Toronto
Christ,
police
man.
are investigating after a shooting in the Jane and Finch area has left a man in serious condition.
The Raptors are preparing for just the second Christmas Day game in franchise history as they welcome the Boston Celtics to Scotiabank Arena. And no NHL till Friday, but the World Juniors are coming. Sports at 45.
Market's little change, but another record on the NASDAQ and the TSX. Amex, a bounce in the price for gold, and an exit at Uber. Business at 56.
680 News Time, 10:31.
Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Good evening, Michael Ranger.
Good evening, Eden. This report brought to you by your local Mazda dealer. We've got a quiet drive on the major routes still. Just one spot where we've got any lane restrictions right now. That's on the eastbound 401, east of Brock Street. Crews working in the left lane. They're doing emergency pothole repairs there. MTO says that's going to be in effect for a few days until the 27th. But with the light traffic on the roads right now, the lane restriction not causing any delays. That's the only problem on the 401. It's up to speed in both directions all the way across the city right now. 404 DVP northbound, southbound, no problems there. Gardner's up to speed in both directions. We do have that long-term construction on the Gardner in both directions from York Street to the DVP. It's down to 2 lanes, but with the light traffic right now, there's no delays there. QEW looking good in both directions. 403, 410, 427, all up to speed right now. Got some construction going on city streets in Vaughan, Keel Street in both directions down to a single lane north of Teston. And then in Markham at the intersection of Highway 7 and Markham Road, we've got some construction there. A couple of long-term road closures now in effect. Commissioner Street closed in both directions between Munition and the Dawn Roadway. Dawn Roadway closed in both directions between Commissioners and Lakeshore. Those road closures in effect until May of 2020. The Mazda year-end event is on now. Get up to $1,500 year-end event bonus on select new Mazda models. Visit your local Mazda dealer today. Your next report is at 10:41. Now with the forecast, here's Carl Lamb.
It's a calmer evening across the GTA with lighter winds and mostly cloudy conditions. -2 will be the overnight low. For tomorrow on Christmas Day, to start the day, we may see a break of sunshine here and there, but 5 degrees, which is above the seasonal average. But as we head toward the evening with those low clouds in place, we could see a little bit of rain and some freezing rain too for areas closer toward Cottage Country. Of course, we will keep you updated here on 680 News with the very latest. Tonight's overnight low -2.
Right now downtown, 1 degree and overcast. Over at Pearson Airport, similar conditions and 1 degree. 680 News Time, 10:33.
It doesn't look like the weather will be impacting your holiday plans tomorrow. Mother Nature gifting the city a very mild holiday season.
680's Carl Lamb explains why we're experiencing a green Christmas.
It's totally reasonable to ask why we're having a green Christmas here in the GTA, and it's all because of the jet stream and where it's located. The jet stream separates warm and cold air and dictates what type of weather pattern we're going to experience as it meanders around.
For the latest weather updates, tune to our traffic reports every 10 minutes on the ones.
680 News Time, 10:34. Breaking news from North York, where police are investigating the discovery of a body near Finch and Keel Street. Forensic services are on the scene on Romville Drive, but police have not revealed many more details about the investigation itself. Toronto Fire were called to the same location just before 4 p.m. today for reports of a trash fire. It was then that they made the discovery of a body inside a dumpster. Police have not given any indications as to the gender or age of the victim, or if foul play might be involved. Stay with 680 News for more as the story develops.
680 News
Maybe he
Time,
lived in a
10:34.
dumpster and he was smoking in bed, eh?
Vehicle near Markham Road and Eglinton
Those
Avenue
native
East in
cigarettes, they
Scarborough
just
this
set everything
evening.
on fire.
Toronto police and paramedics are on scene, saying the woman was taken to a trauma center with serious head injuries. The vehicle alleged to have hit the woman has left the scene of the crash, and there's no word yet on any suspects or vehicle descriptions. Roads in the area were closed for the investigation and have since reopened.
One man is in hospital after being shot multiple times today. Here's 680's Meg Black with the story.
Police are on the hunt for 3 suspects after a man was shot in the Jane and Finch area. The call came in around 2:30 this afternoon after a blue Chevrolet Cruze was seen fleeing the scene.
That
Police
is
are now
genius.
looking for 3 men dressed in all black clothing. Constable Alex Lee tells 680 more about this ongoing investigation.
We are appealing to the public for their assistance. If anyone has any information, please contact police at 416-808-2222 or the local police station, which is 31 Division at 808-3100.
Now a man is in hospital suffering from serious injuries due to the multiple gunshot wounds. I'm Meg Black.
680 News Time, 10:35. A young man was shot dead in front of a townhouse in Oshawa early this morning. The victim's now been identified as 24-year-old Jaquar Stewart, who was a local rapper known as Bully. Certainly not what area residents want to see on Christmas Eve.
Somebody lost a son, a brother, an uncle, it's pretty sad.
Instead of celebrating Christmas, they're planning a funeral.
that's not what you're supposed to be doing today. Today's supposed to be the happy day.
Stewart was shot just before 3 this morning. He was pronounced dead at the scene. This was the third shooting incident in the GTA early this morning. Fortunately, the victims of the other 2 incidents will pull through.
680 News Time, 10:36. Police are asking for your help in finding 30-year-old Ryan Foster. He's wanted in connection with a violent robbery at a downtown gas station in the summer. Foster allegedly holding the clerk at knife point while demanding cash and then stomping on his head until he was unconscious. Foster is described as 5'8" to 5'10", with a muscular build and multiple tattoos on his body. Police say he's considered dangerous and ask anyone with information to not approach and simply call 911.
Yeah, I was totally thinking of approaching him, eh? What?
3 men have robbed a bank at gunpoint in Brampton's North End this afternoon. It happened just east of Airport Road and the Countryside Drive.
Brampton has a North End?
Driving away, but there's no descriptions at this time, except for one detail. They were all wearing bandanas. Thankfully, no injuries have been reported.
680 News Time, 10:37. Drake is trying to distance himself from the casting of Extras after releasing a new music video featuring a notorious guest.
Christmas came early for Drake fans after Champagne Papi released the music video for his brand new track, War.
I'll cop things for resale, don't do iCloud, don't do email.
In the video, you can see him alternating
I don't
between
cop
flexing
things
his key
for
skills on the
resale.
slopes
I
and
don't get
rapping
that.
at a house party. Drake also appears to address the rumored feud with fellow Canadian artist The Weeknd.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
Has been patched up. Causing much controversy, however, is a guest appearance from Marcella Zoya, also infamously known as Toronto's Chair Girl. The track has already
Why
racked
couldn't you
up
get
more than
Crane Girl?
3 million views in just 6 hours. I'm Brittany Dooley.
680 News Time.
That would have been interesting to me. I would have watched that video.
Putting the final touches on their Christmas plans. 680's Moment Qureshi finding out how Mayor John Tory celebrates the holidays.
Mayor Tory says the real joy of Christmas is celebrating with his grandkids, but this year he had to do that part early because they will be off with the other side of their family. So he says Christmas Day will be low-key.
This year we are with some of the adult children, but none of the grandchildren.
When it comes to traditions, he says there's one in particular that used to drive him crazy as a kid, but he kept it going as a parent.
Because he's a dick. This proves he's a dick.
Children and grandchildren now, which is that you actually have to go and have breakfast on Christmas morning before you can open any presents. Of course, they walk by the tree, they see that the cookies and whatnot are gone from Santa Claus,
What a
and the
dick.
presents are there, but they're not allowed. They have to walk by there and go to the breakfast table and eat breakfast. So we still do that. I'm not sure
What
why,
is this
because
doing?
it doesn't matter.
Merry Christmas. I'm Omen Qureshi.
Bannerman Raptors finally saw their winning streak come to an end with an overtime loss to the Pacers. Sportsnet 590 fan Simon Bennett reports.
The fact the Raptors still had a winning streak going says a ton. Undermanned with a handful of key players out, Kyle Lowry trying to carry the load once again. Kyle Lowry is on fire! He had a game-high 30 points. Unfortunately for the Raptors, the Pacers simply could not miss. Curtis just tosses it up, and it goes in. Indiana with a franchise record 42 3 balls. They beat the Raptors 120-115 in overtime. And now the Raptors look to the high-profile Christmas Day game tomorrow. Nick Nurse looks ahead.
I think it's a tradition, becoming a tradition around the country and Canada and the U.S. as well. To watch basketball on Christmas, it's great to be a part of it.
Tip against the Celtics, noon tomorrow on Sportsnet
Holy
590 The Fan and
fuck,
Sportsnet.
man. This
I'm
is the
Simon
slowest fucking thing.
Coming up, a check on gas prices, followed by traffic and weather together on the ones. 680 News Time, 10:39.
There are lots of ways to treat your cold symptoms. You can carry around a spoon and syrup, or try alternative methods. How about those lozenges? Why not drop all that for a different way? Cold drops, just one drop with a naturally sourced ingredient for temporary symptom relief of cough, sore throat, and nasal congestion.
Relief with just one drop. Cold drops.
For a retailer near you, visit colddrops.com. This product may not be right for you. Always read and follow the label.
Now, the 680 News gas price update. Enpro predicts the price of gas will not change at midnight. It's expected to hold at $1.18.9 a liter at most GTA stations. 680 News Time, 1040.
Here's 4 holiday carolers working in unison to demonstrate Subaru's symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive. Nice. Now here's what that sounds like if it wasn't full-time. Again, full-time all-wheel drive. not the
I wouldn't have
time
started
to
checking this if I thought it would take this
Visiting
long.
Canadian
This is supposed to be
winters
something I could do
doesn't
quickly
sound
with
right.
nobody
Visit your
noticing.
Subaru dealer for a $500 holiday bonus at the My Subaru Gave to Me holiday event. 2001 Audio Video's Boxing Day sale is on now. All locations are jam-packed with wall-to-wall specials. From 4K smart TVs to the best in streaming and home audio. All on sale in 2001 for the absolute lowest price anywhere. Wrap up all your Christmas shopping at 2001. The home entertainment experts. 2001.
680 News Time, 10:41. Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Michael Ranger.
This report brought to you by Nikon Canada. Still looking at a very quiet drive right now. We do have crews on scene for a disabled vehicle on the Niagara-bound QEW in Hamilton, just beyond the Centennial Parkway. They're blocking the left lane there, but road's lightly traveled right now.
Fuck you,
That's
I'm
not
not
causing any
trying
delays.
a
We do have one spot of construction on the major routes right now. It's eastbound 401 east of Brock Street. Left lane's blocked. Crews doing emergency pothole repairs there. MTO says that's going to be in effect until the 27th, so it'll be there for a few days. That's the only spot where we've got any construction on the major routes right now. They're all up to speed. 401 in good shape right now all the way across the city. Just that one spot with the lane restriction, but again, there's no delays. 404 DVP northbound, southbound, no problems there. Gardner eastbound and westbound. We still got that long-term construction from York Street to the DVP. Gardner down to 2 lanes in both directions, but with the light traffic on the roads right now, that's not causing any delays. QEW looking good in both directions. We do have that stalled vehicle out near Hamilton on the Niagara-bound QEW, but again, no delays because of that. 403, 410, 427, all up to speed right now in both directions. Snap up a Boxing Week bargain on Nikon DSLR cameras and lenses right now. Save up to $800 during the Capture the Savings event at your local Nikon authorized dealer. Your next report is at 10:51. Now with the forecast, here's Carl Lamb.
And we drop down to -2 tonight with mostly cloudy conditions. Those clouds do linger into tomorrow. We could see a few breaks of sunshine as well. 5 degrees will be the high temperature. We do have a chance for rain and freezing rain to develop during the evening hours. The freezing rain chance is really for areas northeast of the city, closer to cottage country. And that chance does continue into Thursday morning on Boxing Day with that freezing rain risk. But otherwise, it's rain showers that start to overtake most of the GTA. By the late morning and afternoon, a high of 3 degrees. We go up to 8 degrees on Friday, a few early rain showers, cloudy skies, but some evening snow showers are possible, and a low of 0 Friday night. Tonight's overnight low -2.
Right now in downtown Toronto, partly cloudy, 1 degree, and at Pearson Airport, overcast and 0, but feeling more like -5 with the wind chill. 680 News Time, 10:44.
How does Sugar Plum Fairy transform Canada's Wonderland into the world of Winterfest?
We need lights, millions of them, a gigantic Christmas tree, and Snoopy and the Peanuts gang, and ice skating and carolers spreading cheer. And more lights, and a heap of live shows and family rides. And lights!
Hurry, the magic only lasts on the world of Canada's Wonderland's Winterfest. Select dates through December 31st. Don't miss the final days of Winterfest. Open daily Thursday through December 31st. Save on tickets at canadaswonderland.com. Love your music, love your turntable. Listening to vinyl records is truly a magical experience. And no matter what your taste in music, a new turntable from Bay Blue Radio is the perfect way to enjoy it to the max. Come to BBR for Toronto's best selection of turntables. Techniques, Rega, Project, and Audio Technica. On sale for the season from $249.
There's only one Bay Blue Radio. The right sound for the right price. This is All News Radio, 680 News.
Overcast and 5 degrees in downtown Toronto. Good evening. From the 680 News Broadcast Center, I'm Eden DeBaba, and here are the top stories this hour. Just because the weather forecast is giving us a green Christmas doesn't mean snow isn't waiting just around the corner. According to weather expert Carl Lamb, we could be seeing some flurries and freezing rain in time for our Boxing Day shopping Thursday. And police are investigating the discovery of a body found in a burning dumpster in North York. According to Toronto Fire, they were called to the Finch and Keele area just before 4 this afternoon when they found the body. Toronto police have now taken over the investigation and have not given any information as to the gender or age of the victim or if foul play may be involved. And a woman is being treated for injuries on scene after being hit by a car near Markham Road and Eglinton Avenue East. That woman now being transported to trauma center for head injuries. Officers are searching for the suspect vehicle that drove away. 680 News Time, 10:45.
Now 680 Sports from Sportsnet 590 The Fan. Here's Josh Goldberg.
For just the second time in their history and first since 2001, a loss to the Knicks, the Raptors are featured in the NBA's annual Christmas Day lineup, and point guard Kyle Lowry is excited to have the opportunity against the Boston Celtics.
It's going to be very cool. I've always watched it on TV ever since I was a young child, and it's going to be awesome, being able to step foot on that floor on Christmas Day and have my family and friends around and, the whole world watching.
Both Sportsnet and Sportsnet 1 will have the game with Basketball Central at 11:30 and Sportsnet 590 The Fans coverage kicking off at noon. That's just the appetizer for Hoops fans on Christmas Day, as Sportsnet will have 3 other games with the Sixers and Bucks at 2:30, Lakers and Clippers at 8 with both LeBron James and Anthony Davis expected to play, and to cap it off, the Nuggets and Pelicans tip at 10:30 from Denver. To hockey, where the NHL is off for the holidays until Friday, with the Toronto Maple Leafs sitting second in the Atlantic Division, but the World Juniors get going from the Czech Republic on Boxing Day, with Team Canada opening up group play with a showdown against the United States. Sports at 15 and 45 past every hour, or anytime on the home of Tim and Sid, now on TV and radio, Sportsnet 590 The Fan.
680 News Time, 10:47.
It's year-end. Time to award yourself a performance bonus. During their year-end sell-down, lease a 2019 Q7 SUV from 1.98% for 48 months. Plus, receive up to $5,000 in Audi event credits and a 5-year, 80,000-kilometer maintenance plan. Quattro all-wheel drive performance. Bonus offers. Reward yourself at the all-new Audi Queensway and AudiQueensway.ca. Drive well. Drive safe.
The accolades continue for Don Alfonso 1890 Toronto. The esteemed restaurant has been named the second best Italian restaurant in the world by 50 Top Italy.
Hi, I'm Nick DiDonato, president of Liberty Entertainment Group. I want to congratulate 3-star Michelin chef Alfonso Iaccarino and the entire team at Don Alfonso for receiving such an incredible international honor. We look forward to continuing to provide exceptional dining experiences here in Toronto.
To find out more, visit DonAlfonsoToronto.com.
You're listening to All News Radio 680 News. 2 women have filed a class action lawsuit against Frontier Airlines, saying they were sexually assaulted on flights last year and alleging that the airline didn't help.
One woman says she was sexually assaulted by a fellow passenger in October 2018, flying from Denver to Rhode Island. According to the Denver Post, the woman says she was not allowed to change her seat after reporting the incident.
You should have slugged the dude or something.
A second woman says she was assaulted in November flying to Florida, and that flight attendants didn't help her nor contact law enforcement. A spokeswoman for the Denver-based budget carrier says she can't comment on the lawsuits, but says Frontier has strict policies on handling reports of misconduct and alleged crimes. The plaintiffs say any other victims can join their class action suit. I'm Jackie Quinn.
At-home genetic DNA tests can be a fun gift for Christmas, but take the results concerning your health with a grain of salt. Researchers at the University of Alberta are looking at 2 decades of data and found the majority of diseases cannot be predicted properly through genetics. Even Alzheimer's only has genetic contribution of 5 to 10%. David Wishart says there are concerns that people are booking themselves for treatment based on the test results alone.
People have more control over their health by changing their diet or their lifestyle, or avoiding risky behaviors, or living in dangerous or toxic areas.
So while the tests may be able to tell you a bit about yourself, just remember, nobody can predict the future. And over in the States, the impasse drags on between congressional Republicans and Democrats over the impeachment of Donald Trump.
There is no sign that lawmakers have found a way to move forward with an impeachment trial in the Senate. Although top Republican Mitch McConnell now says he won't rule out calling witnesses as Democrats are demanding.
I think we'll find out when we come back in session where we are.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer on WABC TV says they want documents too.
The Senate should issue subpoenas for a limited set of documents that we believe will shed additional light on the administration's decision-making regarding the delay in security assistance funding to Ukraine.
McConnell has indicated he's looking to the 1999 impeachment trial of President Clinton to form a framework. Although Schumer argues this is much different because key witnesses haven't yet testified under oath. Jackie Quinn, Washington.
Coming up in 60 seconds, we'll check traffic and the extended forecast. 680 News Time, 10:50.
I'm Scott McGilvery. Selling a home can be complicated. In Toronto, I trust Frank Leo to get you top dollar. With Frank's guarantee, if you can't sell your house at a price and deadline you agree to, he'll buy it. Go to getleo.com today. That's getleo.com and start packing.
It's Staples Boxing Day with our lowest prices of the year, starting December 25th online and December 26th in store. The first 30 customers in store get a free gift card. Save $70 on Norton 360 Deluxe, now just $19.99. $150 on the Microsoft Surface Pro 7, now just $1049.99, and $70 on the Ultimate Ears Boom 3 waterproof Bluetooth speaker, now just $129.99. Plus, there's so much more. Get what you really wanted. Staples Boxing Day. Stores open early where permitted.
If you want the most money for your home in Toronto, I trust the #1 RE/MAX agent in the world, Frank Leo, and his home sale guarantee. I'm Scott McGilvery. Selling a home doesn't have to be complicated. Go to getleo.com today. That's getleo.com and start packing.
680 News Time, 10:51. Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Michael Ranger.
This report brought to you by Viva Next. We did have a couple of issues going on the major routes. We had a stalled vehicle, Niagara-bound QEW in Hamilton, just past Centennial Parkway. Crews were blocking the left lane, but that has now cleared. We also had a collision on the ramp to the southbound 400 from Essa Road up in Barrie. Lanes of the ramp were blocked, but that is cleared as well. So right now, the only problem we're seeing on the major routes is on the eastbound 401 east of Brock Street. Crews blocking a left lane there. They're doing emergency pothole repairs. MTO says this is going to be in effect for a few days until December 27th. But the road is lightly traveled right now, so the lane restriction is not causing any delays. No delays at all on any of your major routes right now. 404 DVP, northbound, southbound, up to speed. Gardner's up to speed in both directions. We do have that long-term construction going on the Gardner from York Street over to the DVP in both directions is down to 2 lanes. But again, with not a lot of traffic on the roads right now, that's not causing any delays. QEW looking good in both directions. That stalled vehicle again is cleared in Hamilton. 403, 410, 427, all up to speed in both directions. It's the season of giving in Vaughan, and your local shops and businesses can help you find what you're looking for. Stop, shop, and dine on Highway 7 West and Bathurst and Center Streets. Visit vivanext.com. The next report is at 11:01. Now with the forecast, here's Carl Lamb.
And we drop down to -2 tonight with mostly cloudy conditions. Those clouds do linger into tomorrow. We could see a few breaks of sunshine as well. 5 degrees will be the high temperature. We do have a chance for rain and freezing rain to develop during the evening hours. The freezing rain chance is really for areas northeast of the city, closer to cottage country. And that chance does continue into Thursday morning on Boxing Day with that freezing rain risk. But otherwise, it's rain showers that start to overtake most of the GTA. By the late morning and afternoon, a high of 3 degrees. We go up to 8 degrees on Friday, a few early rain showers. Cloudy skies, but some evening snow showers are possible, and a low of 0 Friday night. Tonight's overnight low -2.
Right now in downtown Toronto, partly cloudy, 1 degree, but feeling like -5 with the wind chill. And at Pearson Airport, overcast and 0, but feeling like -5 as well.
This extended forecast is brought to you by The Illusionists, Magic of the Holidays, January 1st through 5th at Meridian Hall. Proud sponsor of Christmas news, gift ideas, festive events, and everything Christmas at 25 minutes past every hour on 680 News.
Coming up at 11 o'clock, the latest on the city's green Christmas forecast and potentially snowy Boxing Day. 680 News Time, 10:54.
Man,
Bye-bye at
I know you're sitting on story.
When you see that every single individual from the moment you walk in is gearing all of what they're doing towards a positive experience, you kind of feel that there's something intentional going on, and you can't ask for more than that.
That's nice to hear.
It's time to Toyota. Time to get 0.49% finance rates up to 48 months on 2020 Corollas, all with Toyota Safety Sense.
Hi, my name is Peter Bullitt, founder of Hops for Hunger, and I'm the 680 News Community Hero for December. Well, Daily Bread Food Bank is actually in South Etobicoke, and we really try to partner with local, and one of the things that we're really good at is the food sort, because you imagine we've got a whole bunch of people in production at the brewery, so when we go down to do a food sort, they're all blown away by how much food we can actually store for them. 5,000-6,000 a day.
The 680 News Community Hero. Nominate your hero now at 680news.com/contests.
You're listening to All News Radio 680 News. Coming up in just 60 seconds, our business report. 680 News Time, 10:55.
We're two men and a truck. And we've got lots of men, lots of trucks. Whether you're planning a move to a new home or to a new office down the hall, big or small, we move them all. We even sell packing and moving supplies. But no matter what you need, we'll do it with a smile. With a 96% referral rating and the professionalism you can trust, the choice is simple. So when you're planning your next move, call Two Men and a Truck. Two Men and a Truck, the movers who care.
Holland Bloorview Kids Rehabilitation Hospital would like to thank Goodman & Associates Chartered Professional Accountants for sponsoring this message. Shouldn't every Canadian see themselves represented in advertising? 22% of Canadians live with a disability, so let's agree right now to include them in the picture. Sign Holland Bloorview's Dear Everybody agreement at deareverybody.ca. A message from Goodman & Associates Chartered Professional Accountants, 45 St. Clair Avenue West, Toronto.
680 News Time, 10:56. Now time for the 680 News Business Report with Chris McCusker.
Markets finished the day mixed. We had some losses and some records at the close, including on the TSX. It was higher by 51 points, 17,180. Year to date, it's up by almost 20%. The Dow went the other way, down 36. The S&P off by half a point. And the NASDAQ also closed at a record. It was higher by 7. U.S.-China trade phase 1 is nearing completion. That's according to the U.S. president, who spoke to reporters in Florida. But then what? Carl Shimada is chief market strategist at Cambridge Global Payments.
Well, that's the irony of this, is that I think firstly, we certainly are looking at some sense of fatigue, or at least realism at some point. The reality here, of course, is that a deal between the U.S. and China does not make this problem go away. The underlying issues will continue to exist, and we're certainly in an environment that is much more difficult than it was a couple of years ago before President Trump took power.
Former Uber CEO Travis Kalanick is resigning from the board next week, effectively severing ties with the ride-hailing company that he co-founded a decade ago.
That's a bad sign for a company.
As CEO in the summer of 2017, but the company mired in numerous lawsuits, so the departure is not entirely surprising. Shares in Uber today, little changed. Higher by 11 cents, $30.44. Price for gold was up $16 today, $1,504, a jump of 1.1%, moving above $1,500 for the first time in 7 weeks. Those U.S.-China trade hopes moving oil higher as well. It was up 59 cents. 61.11. The Canadian crude index jumped by about 1.5% to just shy of $41, and the Canadian dollar a little lower, closing just shy of 76 cents U.S. At the Business Center, I'm Chris McCusker.
In this corner, just looking for clean dishes, it's you. And in this corner, smelling like old cheese, it's your dishwasher from the 80s.
Oh, boxing and appliance references? That can only mean one thing. Boxing Day savings are coming to Appliance Canada. Find incredible Boxing Day specials and savings at Appliance Canada. Fridges, dishwashers, ranges, washers, and dryers. Upgrade your kitchen and your life for less with Appliance Canada. Visit appliancecanada.com for a location near you in Toronto, Vaughan, or Mississauga.
24-hour gaming excitement awaits you at Casino Ajax. Test your luck on over 900 of your favorite slot machines and 50 electronic table games. Hungry? We have daily dining specials from 4 to 11 p.m. at spectacular prices, including T-bone steak on Wednesdays, prime rib and 2 lobster tails on Thursdays and Fridays, or shrimp and steak on Sundays. Must be 19 plus. Winner's Circle Rewards membership required. If you gamble, play smart. Casino Ajax.
680 News Time, 11 o'clock.
Number 1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is 680 News, Toronto.
Good evening. This is Tuesday, the 24th of December. I'm Tim Chapman.
And I'm Eden Tababa. Here's what's making news this hour.
Mother Nature gifting the GTA with warm weather for Christmas.
Firefighters have found a body in a dumpster fire in North York.
A man is in hospital suffering from multiple gunshot wounds after a shooting in Toronto's Jane and Finch area.
For a wintry music
Man, that idea was a dumpster fire. That idea was a body burning in a dumpster fire.
Another record on Wall Street with a mixed picture overall, and the gold stocks providing a lift to Bay Street, which also closed at a record. Business at 26.
News time 11:01.
Time for 680 News. The traffic and weather on the ones. Here's Michael Ranger.
This report brought to you by Hamilton International Airport. We're still looking at a very quiet drive on the major routes. We had a couple of issues. They both cleared up. The Niagara-bound QEW and Hamilton crews were dealing with a stalled vehicle there just past Centennial Parkway. That's gone. Then on the southbound ramp to the southbound 400 from Essa Road in Barrie, crews dealing with a crash. That has also cleared. So only one issue right now. Eastbound 401 east of Brock Street. Left lane is blocked for emergency pothole repairs. MTO says that's going to be in effect for a few days until the 27th. But with the light traffic on the roads right now, that's not causing any delays. The 401's up to speed in both directions all the way across the city. Gardner 404 DVP, northbound, southbound, no delays. Gardner up to speed in both directions. We've just got that long-term construction zone on the Gardner from York Street over to the DVP. It's down to 2 lanes in both directions. But again, with the light traffic right now, there's no delays. QEW looks good. 403, 410, 427, all up to speed in both directions. Same with the 400 northbound and southbound. There's no delays there. A couple of issues on city streets. Keel Street down to a single lane in both directions north of Teston and Vaughan for construction, and some construction going on at the intersection of Highway 7 and Markham Road in Markham. This winter, escape the cold with flights to Cuba, Dominican Republic, Jamaica, and Mexico, direct from Hamilton International Airport, your low-cost airport. Next report is at 11:11. Now with the forecast, here's Carl Lamb.
Mostly cloudy across the GTA tonight with a low of -2. And as we head into tomorrow for Christmas Day, it's mostly cloudy, a chance for rain and some freezing rain late in the evening. Looks like it won't get started around 6 or 7 o'clock. And tomorrow's high 5 degrees, tomorrow night's low -1. Tonight's overnight low -2.
Right now in downtown Toronto, partly cloudy, 1 degree, but feeling like -5 with the wind chill. And at Pearson Airport, overcast skies, 0 degrees, but feeling like -5 as well. 680 News Time, 11:03.
It's a holiday miracle. There are no weather concerns for your Christmas Eve.
But as 680's meteorologist Carl Lamb tells us, things might change for Boxing Day.
For the most part, it's really going to be quite enjoyable in terms of your drives across the GTA. Now, as we head from Wednesday night into Thursday morning, looks like with all of those low clouds that we have across the GTA tomorrow, we do have the potential for a few flurries, but also the chance for a little bit of freezing rain extending north of the city and into the east end a little bit.
For the latest weather updates, you can tune in to our weather reports after traffic every 10 minutes on the ones.
680 News Time, 11:03. There's a Christmas double up on the Billboard Hot 100 list today. Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You leads the list for a second week, breaking its own record for the biggest streaming week ever for a holiday song. Meantime, Brenda Lee's Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree has risen from number 3 to number 2, reaching a new peak. It's the first time in Billboard Hot 100 history that 2 holiday songs have taken 2 top spots.
You're listening to All News Radio 680 News. Toronto police are investigating after suspiciously finding a body in a dumpster in the Keel and Finch area. Toronto Fire said they were called to the area around 3:45 for reports of a trash fire in Romfield Drive. Since then, Toronto police have taken over the investigation with forensic services on scene. Details of the investigation are being kept under wraps by police.
Meanwhile, a woman's badly hurt after being hit by a car near Markham Road and Eglinton Avenue East in Scarborough. Toronto paramedics say the woman was taken to a trauma center with serious head injuries. The vehicle fled the scene after the collision. No word yet on a description or any charges being laid.
And police are searching for 3 men in connection with a brazen shooting in North York. 680's Meg Black reports.
A man is in hospital with serious injuries due to a shooting near Jane and Finch this afternoon. Constable Alex Lee from Toronto Police shares with 680 more about the victim's injuries.
They assessed the male victim and deemed it to be very serious, and as a result, rushed the male victim to a local trauma hospital via emergency run.
Police are on the hunt for 3 men who were last seen wearing all black clothing. Officials now confirming they drove away in a blue Chevrolet Cruze 4-door. An investigation is underway, and anyone with further information is asked to please contact police. I'm Meg Black.
680 News Time, 11:05. Durham police are looking into the region's latest homicide. Investigators are on the case after a man in his 20s was shot to death at a home in North Oshawa. That young man has since been identified as Toronto rapper Bully, real name Jacquard Stewart. Residents say they heard several gunshots and saw a young man lying on the ground. Just a few doors down, this woman was getting ready to host Christmas.
Our family's all supposed to be coming here today and enjoying everything, but I don't know now.
This man was heading to his family's house, but is no longer feeling festive.
I'm going to see the family right now, you know. I'm going to celebrate, but that man won't be seeing his family. Some people are not going to be celebrating, that's right.
This was the third of 3 shootings in the GTA last night. The other 2 left 2 victims wounded, but authorities say they will recover.
680 News Time, 11:06. A Christmas Eve robbery happened earlier this afternoon. 3 men robbed a bank at gunpoint in the north end of Brampton. Police say it happened just east of Airport Road and Countryside Drive. The suspects were seen driving away, but there is no description available at this time. Thankfully, no injuries have been reported.
680 News Time, 11:07. It's a Christmas gift for everyone in the city. 680's Brittany Dooley reports on the Six Gods' latest music drop and the latest controversy he's found himself in.
On the eve of Christmas, Champagne Poppy released a music video for his brand new single, War.
Alcott, thanks for resale. Don't do iCloud, don't do email.
War,
The seasonal theme, Drake is seen as snowmobiles and hitting the slopes with friends in the wintry music video.
We all do that,
Drake
Toronto.
addressed a seemingly patched relationship with The Weeknd after years of rumored tensions between the 2 Canadian artists.
Yeah, we just had to fix things, family 6 things, we can't split up.
A controversial appearance that's catching quite some heat, however. A brief video appearance from the infamous chair girl who made headlines this year when she launched a chair off a balcony onto the Gardiner. I'm Brittany Dooley. York Regional paramedics are spreading a little holiday cheer to kids and seniors spending Christmas in hospital. This is the 15th year they've held their blanket and toy drive. Paramedic Helen Galanis says it's important for her to take part in the event.
This all sort of began for me 12 years ago, where I carried a patient as a transfer into the city. And it was a little old lady, and I got to know her very well. We spent a lot of time together, and I realized she had no family and friends. So for me, it was a matter of just finding a way to give back.
Paramedics, along with their families and friends, loaded the blankets and toys into ambulances and drove them over to 3 regional hospitals today. The blankets were purchased, donated, or handmade by paramedics.
680 News Time, 11:08. A fiery face-off last night between supporters and defenders of a Toronto Catholic School Board trustee and his controversial remarks on the topic of gender identity. Recent op-ed piece by Michael DeGrand published to the conservative website lifesitenews.com had the trustee suggesting that so-called gender ideology is, quote, evil. The piece doubled down on previous remarks during a debate over amending the board's code of conduct to include protection from discrimination based on gender identity, gender expression, family status, and marital status. Coming up, traffic and weather together on the ones. 680 News Time, 11:09.
This is your weather station, 680 News.
Missed out on Black Friday bargains? Don't worry. Hi, I'm Sean from New Balance Toronto, and we're gearing up for our Boxing Day blowout. From December 26th to January 12th,
You got
we're
nothing
giving
for
you
us.
the best
Nothing.
prices of the year. Save up to 50% off footwear, apparel, and accessories. With deals like these, it's the perfect time to try something new or just stock up on the styles you love. New Balance Toronto, your fit specialist for 19 years. Some conditions apply. See store for details.
Now, the 680 News gas price update. Enbro predicts the price will not change at midnight. It's expected to hold at $1.18.9 a liter at most GTA stations. 680 News Time, 11:10.
At Sicily Honda, our family wants your family to bring home a little joy during our Bring Home a Honda event. Come in on Boxing Day for the best deals of the year and receive a 55-inch TV or 1,000 air miles reward miles with your purchase. All inventory has been reduced, and yes, we need your trade-in. There's also a draw each hour to win a trip to Vegas. Conditions apply. Go to SicilyHonda.com for details and visit Sicily Honda, 88 Steeles Avenue, just west of Yonge.
I was hungry and you gave me something to eat.
I was thirsty and you gave me something to drink.
The Scott Mission has been helping Toronto's hungry and homeless since 1941. And this Christmas, they really need your help. You can provide a complete Christmas meal for just $4.25 per person and ensure that everyone who comes to the Scott Mission is warmly welcomed by people who care.
You're lying. You're stealing the food or something.
Or call 416-923-2400.
680 News Time, 11:11.
It can't be $4. I need this something. There's no way it's $4.
This report brought to you by Cars for Kids. We've got crews dealing with a disabled vehicle right now on the eastbound QEW, just east of Huron, Ontario. They're blocking the right lane. A couple of tow trucks, maintenance vehicles on scene there. No delays. Traffic just slowing down a little bit, flashing lights as they merge over into the two left lanes that remain open. And we've got no delays on any of the major routes right now. The only spot where we've got lane restrictions is the eastbound 401 east of Brock Street. Left lane is blocked there, doing emergency pothole repairs. MTO says that's going to be in effect for the next few days. It's going to be in effect until the 27th, but the lane restriction not causing any delays right now. The road is lightly traveled. No delays on the 401 at all across the city in both directions. 404 DVP up to speed northbound, southbound. Gardner, no delays. We do have that long-term construction zone still in effect between York Street and the DVP. It's down to 2 lanes in both directions, but again, the light traffic on the road, that's not causing any problems right now. 403, 410, both up to speed in both directions. QEW, we've just got that stalled vehicle on the eastbound side. Westbound is up to speed all the way. Same with the Niagara-bound QEW. No issues all the way to Niagara Falls and Fort Erie. All your major routes up to speed right now, not seeing any other delays. Cars for Kids reminds you that time is running out to donate your car for 2019. Call it 877 Cars for Kids today or go to carsforkids.ca to schedule a free pickup. Next report is at 11:21. Now with the forecast, here's Carl Lamb.
Cloudy tonight, -2. Cloudy tomorrow for Christmas Day and a high of 5 degrees. We're watching for the chance of rain closer to the lake in the east end, and then a little bit of freezing rain setting up in the northeastern portion of the GTA. And as we head into Thursday, that risk does continue for a little bit of freezing rain there, but as temperatures do warm up, it changes over to rain showers for everybody, and then areas in the east end could see a little bit of a wintry mix. So 3 degrees will be the high on Thursday. Tonight's overnight low, -2.
Right now, downtown Toronto, 1 degree and overcast. Over at Pearson Airport, similar conditions.
Yeah, normally if you have money, you can buy your way out of the rain.
The holidays are here, and we've got a quick rundown of what's open and closed. LCBOs and beer stores are closed tonight and tomorrow. The Pacific Mall is the only
closed
major
early
mall
today. I
still
didn't know.
open and will be operating under regular hours tomorrow. Ripley's Aquarium, the CN Tower, the movies, Raba Fine Foods, and the Benway are all open for business. The DTC
Raba Fine Foods
services
is
are also
always
running,
open
but
for
you should make sure to check schedules before heading out the door, as the holidays will affect transit times. So to come on 6 City News, a list of your top stories and sports. 6 City News Time, 11:13.
This Boxing Week at Rogers, you can unwrap more during the Wrap and Red event. That means more of our greatest offers of the year, like buy one, get one when you activate 2 lines for the Samsung Galaxy S10 and the Galaxy S10e. Infinite data you can share when you get them both on select 2-year Rogers Infinite plans. And more wireless listening with premium sound when you get a pair of Samsung Galaxy Buds free. Get twice the nice with Samsung Fogo and free Galaxy Buds while quantities last during the Wrap and Red event. On now at Rogers.
Happy holidays from the Monitoring Center. Let the Monitoring Center provide you peace of mind over the holiday season. Switch your current alarm system to TMC or pick from one of our customizable installation packages and let us protect what matters most. Think the Monitoring Center for your home security needs. Think security? Think the Monitoring Center. Why? Because we care.
1-866-24-7-4999. 1-866-24-7-4999.
This is All News Radio, 680 News.
It's 1 degree and overcast. Good evening from the 680 News Broadcast Center in downtown Toronto. I'm Tim Chapman. Here are the top stories at this hour. Our meteorologist says we're in store for a green Christmas this year. Tomorrow's high should be somewhere around 6 degrees. Meanwhile, police are investigating after firefighters find a body in a dumpster fire. They're classifying the death as suspicious at this time. And coming up after sports, some tips on how to comfort those dealing with grief over the holidays. 680 News Time, 11:15.
Sing Christmas carols at them.
680 Sports from Sportsnet 590. And here's Josh Goldberg.
The Raptors are getting ready for just their second ever Christmas Day game as they'll welcome the Boston Celtics to Scotiabank Arena, with the two teams separated by just a half game in the Atlantic Division. Raps coach Nick Nurse says his team is excited for the spotlight.
I think it'll be fun. I know
They've done this once, and it's a Christmas tradition now. They've done it once, and it's a tradition. Motherfucker.
Tradition around the country and in Canada and the U.S. as well. To watch basketball on Christmas, it's great to be a part of it.
Sportsnet and Sportsnet 590 The Fan will have all the action with TV coverage starting at 11:30 and radio coverage gets going at noon. Sportsnet has 3 other NBA games on Christmas Day with the Bucks and Sixers at 2:30, Clippers and the Lakers at 8, and the nightcap with the Pelicans in Denver at 10:30. The Nuggets also announced a multi-year contract extension for their head coach, Mike Malone. To hockey, where the NHL is off for their Christmas break until Friday, with the Leafs sitting in second place in the Atlantic, but you can get your hockey fix starting on Boxing Day as the World Juniors kick off in the Czech Republic, with Canada opening up against their biggest rival, the United States.
The hockey players go on Christmas vacation, but the basketball players
anytime
have
on the
to
home of
play.
Tim and Sid now on TV and radio. Sportsnet 590 The Fan. 680 News Time, 11:16. That portion of the news brought to you by Bodog.net.
Bodog.net wants to show you how to make a play this hockey season. When everyone says the favorite has it in the back of the net, you take your slap shot on the underdog. When the stakes are highest, you're just getting started. When all of social media says you've got no chance, you've got the perfect chirp to prove them wrong. Even when the odds are stacked against you, you're giving it at least 110%. Don't miss a chance to make a play at Bodog.net, your source of free casino games, poker strategy, and live hockey odds.
I'm off the medications and I feel great because I lost the weight that was making me sick. And you can too. I'm Pat Carano, a 51-year-old accounting professional from Woodbridge. Sleep apnea, sciatica, I had it all until I lost the weight and kept it off with the team at Harvey Brooker Weight Loss for Men.
Don't miss 20% off 2020 memberships. New members only. Call now, 416-222-9887. HarveyBrooker.com.
If you could do it alone, you would have done it already.
680 News Time, 11:17. Family and friends may be dealing with grief this holiday season. 680's Jim Benny looks at some do's and don'ts to help get through a less than festive time.
Marta Felber is author of the book Grief Expressed. She says it's probably not a good idea to try to cheer up the person or tell them things will get better.
Next year will be better. We need to stay in the present with the person in grief. They can't live in the future. They have to be where they are now. And it really doesn't help to say it will be better by and by.
Although it may be hard to be around people who are grieving, Marta says not to exclude them during the holidays.
Toronto dumpster fire body.
Because many people are lonely and they think everybody's forgotten the person that died and they've forgotten them.
And she says it may be a good idea to talk to them about the person they've lost. I'm Jim Benny.
680 News Time, 11:18. Christmas shopping got out of hand at a mall in Sydney, Australia.
It was mayhem. All I know was that people were getting crushed, and it was really bad because there were people injured.
Shoppers in Westfield, Parramatta were standing underneath a bunch of balloons, which were dropped onto the crowd. There were prizes in the balloons.
People were like climbing on each other, like kids were being pushed. And I heard it was just like a voucher, and it wasn't like of a high value that kind of would justify the craziness.
5 people were injured. Some shoppers caught in the stampede had chest, neck, leg, and back injuries. I'm Ed Donahue.
680 News Time, 11:19. Toronto police say they've arrested the last outstanding suspect in connection to an abduction investigation last month. Officers began the investigation in the St. George and Wilcox area on November 17th after an abduction the night before. Police say it's alleged that a 21-year-old was walking down the street when a group of 4 assaulted and robbed him. Reports state that the victim was choked and forced to a nearby ATM to withdraw money, emptying his account. 19-year-old Arthur McLean is facing a number of charges, including kidnapping for ransom or service, forcible confinement, and robbery with violence. Two women and 2 men were previously arrested and charged. This is 680 News. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is wishing Christians a Merry Christmas and thanking them for supporting Israel.
The state of Israel would not have come into being if it weren't for the avid support of Christians in the 19th century, in the 20th century as well, and in the 21st century. We know that we have no better friends
University Heights
than our Christian friends.
So they don't want to call it Jane and
Thousands
Finch.
of Christians have descended on the West Bank town of Bethlehem for Christmas Eve celebrations. Coming up, traffic and weather on the ones. 680 News Time, 11.
Husband, check. Sister, check. Mother-in-law, check. You've covered everyone on your gift list already in record time, too. Found it all in one place at tsc.ca. Wow, what did you get? This Snag hand blender for my sister, Bose Bluetooth audio sunglasses for my guy, and a Thomas Sabo watch for his mom. Nice. And with all the exclusive offers at TSC, I can treat myself to something special. Ooh, maybe that cute Brian Bailey, too. Everyone's going to be happy this year.
Give the gift of joy this season. Visit tsc.ca. Today's shopping choice.
Every morning, you get in your car. What's the first thing you do? That's right, tune into your favorite station. Well, guess what? You're not alone. People are listening to radio, to work, from work, at work. But the thing is, they're not just people. They're friends, neighbors, and your potential customers. They're listening, just like you are now. And that means they could be hearing about your business. Advertise with radio. Get started right now. For more information, visit rogersmedia.com/radio.
680 News Time, 11:21. Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Michael Ranger.
This report brought to you by UNICEF Canada. We've got a cruise dealing with a crash right now, southbound 404, right at Shepherd in the HOV lane. So HOV lane is blocked right now. There's some emergency vehicles showing up as I speak. We did have another issue on the eastbound QEW, just going by here, Ontario. Cruiser on scene there for a stalled vehicle. It was blocking the right lane, but that is now cleared. So all lanes of the eastbound QEW reopened, and no delays on the QEW right now in either direction. Same thing with the Gardner eastbound, westbound. It's up to speed, 404 DVP. Northbound, southbound, just dealing with that issue in the HOV lane, southbound 404, 401 in good shape all the way across the city in both directions in terms of delays. We do have that one spot of construction on the eastbound 401 east of Brock Street. Cruiser in the left lane. That's for emergency pothole repairs. MTO says that's going to be in effect for the next few days until December 27th. Just going back to that collision on the southbound 404, a couple of fire trucks are showing up now. Looks like they might be blocking a portion of the left lane as well. There's a little bit of traffic stuck behind them trying to merge over. So just be careful. Again, that southbound 404 right at Shepherd Avenue, just approaching Shepherd. All your other major routes are up to speed at this time. Give a real gift with real impact this holiday. Shop UNICEF Survival Gifts at unicef.ca because every kid everywhere deserves a healthy and happy childhood. Your next report is at 11:31. Now with the forecast, here's Carl Lamb.
For tonight, -2 with mostly cloudy conditions. Those winds are going to start to die down. And as we head into tomorrow, mostly cloudy, 5 degrees for Christmas Day. A chance for rain and freezing rain to develop late in the evening. Looks like it will be rain closer to the lakeshore, but the further inland you go, better chance for some freezing rain. Conditions continue into Boxing Day, where we could see some of that freezing rain continue, but by the late morning and afternoon, rain showers start to overtake most of the GTA, a high of 3 degrees, and then by Friday, we go up to 8 degrees, chance of rain showers to start with cloudy conditions, but some snow flurries by the evening. Tonight's overnight low, -2.
Right now, downtown Toronto, 1 degree and overcast over at Pearson Airport. Similar conditions and 1 degree. The wind chill making that more like -5. Remember, 680 News is the only radio station with a weather guarantee. Today's jackpot stands at $10,200. Coming up at the bottom of the hour, the latest on your Christmas Day forecast and a suspicious death being investigated by Toronto police. 680 News Time, 11:24.
Germans produce some of the most finely crafted vehicles in the world. And at Bramgate Volkswagen, every vehicle is backed by the same care Volkswagen put into making them. It's like the Germans say,
Ein Volkswagen wird den Mechaniker heute verhalten.
Bramgate Volkswagen is Dealer Rater's best reviewed VW dealership in Canada. Come say Guten Tag to one of the best teams in the country.
At the 410 Mayfield Auto Mall or BramgateVW.com.
Part of the Bramgate Automotive family.
At 680 News, we know weather.
And we guarantee it.
If we're off by more than 3 degrees, we'll announce a lucky winner of our growing cash jackpot.
Now, get more chances to win each month and vacation better with Sunwing.
Enter in December for your chance to win an all-inclusive vacation for 2 at the Grand Memories Splash in Punta Cana.
Located near Bavaro Beach with one of the largest water parks, you can enjoy excitement and relaxation with 24-hour room service and 7 enormous water slides.
The 680 News weather guarantee with Sunwing at the Grand Memories Splash.
At 680news.com.
Hashtag Sin and Sin.
Hey, Tim. Yes. So the radio show we're doing, we're still talking about sports, of course. Sure. Got a question, though. Not a big deal or anything. Since we're on the radio, I assume clothing is optional?
You do know we're still on TV, right?
So that's a yes?
Tim Mincy is serious about sports and fully clothed. Weekdays at 5 p.m. Watch on Sportsnet and listen on Sportsnet 590 The Fan through the Sportsnet app.
If I told you there are as many as 2,000 homeless youth in our city each night, would you care?
What if I told you most of them have suffered from abuse and neglect? Then would you care? What if I told you many feel safer on the street than they do at home? Now do you care? What if I told you I really need your help?
How young do they need to be before you care? Donate $8 a month to Covenant House Toronto and provide homeless kids with a warm bed, hot meal, and a better future. Visit covenanthousetoronto.ca to donate.
It's 25 minutes past the hour, brought to you by the Scott Mission. The 4 S's can be bad for your teeth during the holiday season. The Ontario Dental Association is offering some advice to help you and your teeth stay healthy into the new year without ruining the party.
All those starches are like the mashed potatoes of the meal, the stuffing, the bread, crackers, and then we take that cranberry sauce and we put it all over top, and it even tastes even better. So there's just one extra layer of sugar that compounds the amount of acidity, amount of sugar in the mouth at any one time.
He says sugarless gum and water can help.
Christmas news at 25 minutes past every hour on 680 News.
680 News time, 11:26. Now the 680 News Business Report.
Another record at the close for the NASDAQ and a 10th straight winning day. It was up by 7 points, 8,952. The S&P down half a point, 3,223. And the Dow off by 36, 28,515. Now weighing on the Dow today, shares in Boeing. That stock down 1.3% to $333, up by almost 3% yesterday, and higher by a little over 3% year to date, despite the crisis around the MAX 737. Now, yesterday, the CEO was ousted. Bloomberg's Danny Berger has been reviewing some of the analyst comments.
Now, it's not clear what exactly the new CEO will be doing, but Cohen thinks one of the things on the agenda will be a cleaning of the financial deck. So all things considered, a big positive for the company. Buckingham analysts, though, we heard from, had a very different take. They said that it was very odd that Boeing decided to do this in the middle of a crisis, that usually a new CEO is something you'll do at the end when turmoil is settling.
As well, today we are hearing about a new batch of messages between Boeing employees on the MAX 737. Those communications aren't public yet, but an aide to a U.S. House committee describes them as very disturbing. The TSX closed at a record again today. We saw this yesterday as well. Bay Street up by 51 points, 17,180. But the gold stocks leading the gains. Gold itself higher by $16, 1504. So above that 1,500 mark for the first time since early November. Oil was up about 60 cents, 61.11. The U.S. president telling reporters today the phase 1 trade deal with China is done. Oil, by the way, on track for its best month since January. It came into December at $55. And the Canadian dollar slipped a little today. It closed just below 76 cents U.S. At the Business Center, I'm Chris McCusker.
OFX are global money transfer specialists, reimagining how the world moves money. OFX has the expertise to support everything from businesses processing international payments to individuals purchasing property abroad or sending money to family back home. It's all backed with 24/7 human support and competitive rates. Keep more of your money as it travels around the world. More at OFX.com. It's how the world moves money.
When we work together, amazing things can happen. The Love You by Shoppers Drug Mart program works together with local charities to help advance women's health and provide support systems for women to feel their best. To date, we've raised over $66 million to support women's health initiatives in our communities. Join us in being a champion for women's health. Visit shoppersdrugmart.ca/loveyou to learn how you can participate. Because together, we're empowered. Together, we're healthier. Together, we're unstoppable.
Now with the business travelers forecast, Vancouver clear and 3, Edmonton clear and -9, and in Halifax, overcast and -3. Right now downtown 1 degree and overcast. 680 News time, 11:30.
Number 1 for news in Toronto. This is 680 News.
Good evening. This is Tuesday, December the 24th. I'm Eden DeBaba.
And I'm Tim Chapman. Here's what's making news this hour.
Getting around to be pretty easy tomorrow with Mother Nature gifting the city warm weather.
Toronto police are investigating a body found in a burning dumpster.
A man is in hospital suffering from multiple gunshot wounds after a shooting in Toronto's Jane and Finch area.
And Toronto police are investigating the death of one popular Toronto rapper.
The Raptors get set to play on Christmas Day for just the
So
second
popular,
time in
you gotta
franchise
tell us it's
history,
popular.
and it sounds like the Lakers will have both LeBron and Anthony Davis in their showdown with the Clippers on
When they say
Christmas.
Drake, they
Sports
don't
at
say
15.
Drake, the popular
Another
rapper.
close for the NASDAQ and a 10th winning day, while the pot stocks cut into the gains on Bay Street, which closed at a record anyway. Business at 56.
Damn it, I finished the whole damn thing.
Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Michael Ranger.
This report brought to you by Hakeem Optical. Crews dealing with a crash right now, southbound 404, approaching Shepherd. It's just blocking the HOV lane. All other lanes of the express are open, but traffic is slowing down. There's multiple emergency vehicles on scene there, lots of flashing lights. So again, it's moving, but cars slowing down slightly because of the flashing lights there. So just be careful if you're traveling. Again, that's southbound 404, approaching Shepherd. It's really the only issue we've got on the major routes right now. We've got a little bit of construction going on the eastbound 401 east of Brock Street, left lane block. They're doing emergency pothole repairs there. That's going to be in effect for a couple of days until the 27th, according to MTO. But the lane restrictions not causing any delays there. There's light traffic on the roads. And that's the only issue on the 401 in either direction. It's up to speed all the way across the city. DVP northbound, southbound is up to speed. Same thing with the Gardner. QEW, eastbound, westbound, no problems. We did have an issue eastbound QEW just past here, Ontario. Crews were dealing with a stalled vehicle, but that has cleared. 403, 410, both up to speed in both directions. So is the 427, Highway 400 northbound and southbound, no problems there. Receive 8% off designer frames and 30% off lenses during Hakeem Optical's Boxing Week sale. There's thousands of styles to choose from and the decade in style with Hakeem Optical. Your next report is at 11:41. Now with the forecast, here's Carl Lamb.
It's a calmer evening across the GTA with lighter winds and mostly cloudy conditions. -2 will be the overnight low. And for tomorrow on Christmas Day, mostly cloudy to start the day. We may see a few breaks of sunshine here and there, but we'll get up to 5 degrees, which is above the seasonal average. But as we head toward the evening with those low clouds in place, we could see a little bit of rain and some freezing rain too for areas closer toward Cottage Country. Of course, we will keep you updated here on 680 News with the very latest. Tonight's overnight low -2.
Right now, downtown Toronto, 1 degree and overcast over at Pearson Airport. Similar conditions and 1 degree. 680 News time, 11:33.
We've been telling you about it all day long. Dry, calm weather we're getting for Christmas Day tomorrow, and it makes us a little sad every time we do.
Good thing we have 680's meteorologist Carl Lamb telling you instead.
It'll be an interesting day tomorrow as we have mainly dry conditions and a high of 5 degrees, but with those low clouds making their way into the GTA, it is definitely trickier to tell what type of precipitation it will be able to squeeze out. So areas closer to the lake, you may see a few raindrops here and there.
If you ever need an update on the weather, stay tuned to 680 News, where we have your forecast every 10 minutes on the ones.
680 News time, 11:34. Toronto police are investigating a body found in a dumpster near Keele and Finch this afternoon. Officers and forensic services are on scene trying to make sense of what exactly happened. Toronto Fire confirming to 680 News that they were called to the Ronfield Drive area just before 4 this afternoon to report of a dumpster on fire. Since then, Toronto Fire have taken over the investigation, and details surrounding the situation of the dead body are very limited, with police keeping quiet on the matter.
Meanwhile, a shooting in the city's West End this evening has sent one man to hospital with serious injuries. 680's Meg Black reports on Toronto police's hunt for 3 suspects.
A shooting in Toronto's Jane and Finch area.
University
the call came in
Heights.
just before 2:30 this afternoon after reports of a man shot multiple times. Upon arriving on scene, officers located shell casing near the Jane and Finch Mall. A man was rushed to hospital and is in critical condition, suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. Constable Alex Lee tells 680 what we know about the suspects so far.
Multiple suspects responsible for the shooting. They've been described as all black.
Police are asking anyone with any information to please come forward.
Well, they were dressed in all black.
680 for more on this developing story. I'm Meg Block.
A woman is in a hospital with serious injuries after being hit by a car in Scarborough. Police say it happened near Markham Road and Eglinton Avenue East this evening. The vehicle has since fled the scene and police are searching for possible suspects. There's no vehicle description at this time. Toronto police say the woman was taken to a trauma center with head injuries, which are thankfully non-life-threatening. The roads have since reopened in the area.
6 City News Time, 11:35. Toronto's just a miracle or two away from getting its first saint. The Archdiocese of Toronto has recently wrapped up the first phase of Sister Carmelina Tarantino's path to sainthood. She lived bedridden for 23 years in a Toronto hospital. Her spiritual advisor, Father Claudio Piccini, says she's a saint who inspired thousands of Italian Canadians from her bed.
Talking about a warrior. She was a warrior. She was in union with Jesus. The question, why should she be a saint? She lived the will of God. And if you do that, you are in union with Him. You are a holy person in union with the holiness of God.
The Archdiocese says it sent more than 10,000 pages of documents to the Vatican after a 10-year investigation.
680 News Time, 11:36. A scary afternoon for workers at a bank in Brampton where 3 men carried out an armed robbery. Peel police say the Christmas Eve heist happened just east of Airport Road and Countryside Drive earlier this afternoon. Suspects were seen fleeing the scene in a car, but there are no descriptions as of yet for the alleged robbers or their vehicle. The only details available at this time are that the suspects were wearing bandanas. Thankfully, nobody was hurt in the incident.
6 City News Time, 11:37. Peel police are looking for help identifying a man responsible for 2 separate assaults on 2 female victims in Brampton. The first incident happened Sunday afternoon where the man approached a female in the area of Norton Place Park in Clark Boulevard and assaulted her, putting her in the hospital with minor injuries. The second happened Sunday evening in a grocery store parking lot in the area of Peel Center Drive where the man assaulted another woman, this time with a knife. That woman was also taken to hospital with minor injuries. The man's described as a black man, 5'7" to 5'11" in height, mid to late 30s, dark complexion, facial hair, and a slim build. You can see a photo of the suspect on Peel Regional Police website.
What should have been a silent night in the GTA was disturbed by 3 separate overnight shootings, one turning fatal. Yellow police tape and a tarp covering a body in front of a townhouse on Chevron Prince Path in Oshawa.
And I'm sitting and all of a sudden pop, 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 like 7 shots. Oh my God. Merry Christmas, eh?
Durham police say around 3 this morning they were called to the area for sounds of gunshots and that they found a male in his 20s on the ground, pronounced dead at the scene.
It's heartbreaking. This is Christmas Eve. This is not what this season is about. To have somebody murdered this time of year is going to be terribly tough on the family, and it's tough on the community.
This was one of 3 shootings in the GTA. The other 2 were in Toronto, leaving 2 males wounded.
6 City News Time, 11:38. One of the victims of those shootings was a popular rapper from Toronto. Bully, real name Jaquar Stewart, was shot dead last night in Oshawa. Liza Mean from City News spoke with Durham Regional Police Inspector Mitch Martin for more.
Multiple gunshots were fired, and numerous callers called in about that, hearing multiple gunshots. And then officers attended the area and located the male in the front stoop of that house.
Jaquar Stewart was pronounced dead at the scene. The local musician has over 15,000 followers on Instagram where tributes poured in today. Investigators believe he was visiting the area at the time, but it's unclear if the shooting was targeted. No suspect information has been released. Police have not confirmed they are searching for a white vehicle in connection to the shooting, but a white burnt-out SUV was found around 6:30 this morning in the parking lot at Bluffers Park in Scarborough. Police say the vehicle is considered suspicious, and they are investigating, but it's too early to say if it is connected to this morning's shooting.
Dump it in the fucking lake like real fucking.
Coming up, a check on the price of the pumps,
criminals
followed
do.
by traffic and weather together on the ones.
Always
6 City News Time, 11:39.
You know what's crazy? Not using smarter tools.
I just want to see it
manage
officially get to
small
Christmas
business.
Day.
You work too hard to work this hard.
They're not going to tell us nothing about this body. They're not going to tell us nothing. Nothing. They're going to tell us absolutely sweet fuck all.
You may work for yourself, but you don't have to go at it alone.
It's easier than rewinding a VHS before returning it.
You earned it. We're here to make sure you get it. And for a limited time, save 70% when you buy Intuit QuickBooks. QuickBooks, backing you. Visit QuickBooks.ca for full offer details.
Now, the 680 News gas price update. Amber predicts the price of gas will not change at midnight. It's expected to hold at $1.18.9 a liter at most GTA stations. 680 News Time, 11:40.
I'm Scott McGilvery. Selling a home can be complicated. In Toronto, I trust Frank Leo to get you top dollar for your most prized possession. His industry-leading marketing strategy gives your home maximum exposure. Go to GetLeo.com today. That's GetLeo.com and start packing.
Need window inspiration? Then you need to speak to the experts. Hi, I'm Tom Rokiki of Inline Fiberglass Windows and Doors. Our window experts are experienced in working with architects, builders, and homeowners to ensure your vision becomes a reality. So whether you're replacing your old windows or building your dream home, dream the dream with Inline Fiberglass. If you can dream it, we can build it. Visit our Factory Direct showroom, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or inlinefiberglass.com.
When it comes to getting the most money for your home in Toronto, I trust the industry-leading marketing strategy of Frank Leo. I'm Scott McGilvery. Selling a home doesn't have to be complicated. Get what your home is worth. Go to GetLeo.com today. That's GetLeo.com and start packing.
680 News Time, 11:41. Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Michael Ranger.
This report brought to you by Subaru Canada. Crews still dealing with a crash southbound 404. It's just south of Shepherd, approaching the 401 DVP. Just blocking the HOV lane, so just affecting the express lanes there. Collectors are fine. Traffic in the express just maybe slowing down slightly. It looks like everything's still up to speed in those lanes. Again, once again, just the HOV lane is blocked. We've got multiple emergency vehicles on scene there, so just be careful as you're driving through there. Some of the vehicles slow down because of all the flashing lights. That's the only issue we are looking at on the major routes right now. We do have a little bit of construction on the eastbound 401 east of Brock Street. It's in the left lane. Crews doing emergency pothole repairs there. That's supposed to be in effect for the next few days until the 27th. But with the light traffic on the roads, that lane restriction is not causing any delays. The 401 is up to speed right now in both directions, all the way across the city. DVP, northbound, southbound, no delays. Same thing with the Gardner. We do have that long-term construction going on from York Street to the DVP on the Gardner. It's down to 2 lanes in both directions. But again, with the light traffic right now, that's not causing any delays. QEW looking good in both directions. Same thing with the 403, 410, 427, 400, all up to speed in both directions. Enjoy all the winter classics at your local Ontario Subaru dealer. Hurry in for great rates and a holiday bonus during the My Subaru Gave to Me holiday event. Your next report is at 11:51. Now with the forecast, here's Carl Lamb.
As Santa gets ready to deliver his presents tonight, mostly cloudy at a low of -2. It will be a high of 5 degrees for Christmas Day, mostly cloudy, and a chance for some rain to develop for areas in the east end closer to the lake, but some freezing rain for areas northeast of the city. Thursday, we start the day with a chance for some freezing rain, but by the late morning and afternoon, it changes over to rain showers for most of the GTA. Again, areas in the east end could see a potential for a little bit of a wintry mix and a high of 3 degrees. Tonight's overnight low -2.
Right now in downtown Toronto, partly cloudy, 1 degree, and Debkerson Airport overcast and 0.
You're a mean one, Mr.
A Mississippi police officer wanted to do something nice for her neighbor's young daughter after the family spent much of 2019 dealing with the after effects of a devastating flood. Police officer Rachel Radcliffe teamed up with a pair of police friends to lay out clues for 3-year-old Bailey Stacy. One of those friends set the clues in place, the other played the Dr. Seuss character himself. Just in time to save Christmas, Bailey was able to catch the Grinch green-handed in the mayor's office, stuffing Christmas presents into a sack. You're listening to All News Radio 680 News. Coming up in just 60 seconds on a sports report. 680 News Time, 11:44.
Need a last-minute gift for the guy that has everything?
Huh, look at that. A heavy-duty nose hair trimmer. Well, that's not insulting at all.
Why don't you hurry into the Boxing Week sale at Sleep Country and give the gift of better sleep instead? Plus, get amazing prices on bedding essentials and mattresses. And get a Hot Buy Sealy Optimum Eurotop Queen mattress with cooling technology, just $449. Hurry in store or online because this price ends Sunday. Sleep Country, all for sleep. Some holiday deals on the internet sound good. A half-priced invisible unicorn? Sold. But when you think about them,
See, you got me again, Internet. Not so much. Get a great holiday deal you don't have to think about at the Bring Home a Honda event. Lease the new 2020 Honda Civic LX for just $65 weekly at 3.99% and $0 down, including a $750 Honda bonus. Includes freight and fees for 60 months. Taxes extra. OAC. See HondaOntario.com. Bring Home a Honda. No thinking required.
This is All News Radio, 680 News.
Partly cloudy and 1 degree in downtown Toronto. Good evening. From the 680 News Broadcast Center, I'm Eden DeBaba, and here are the top stories this hour. Mother Nature's gift of a green Christmas might not last too long. According to 680 meteorologist Carl Lamb, we could see some flurries and freezing rain just in time for Boxing Day shopping on Thursday. And police are investigating the discovery of a body found in a burning dumpster in North York. According to Toronto Fire, they were called to the Finch and Keel area just before 4 this afternoon, where they found the body. Toronto police have now taken over the investigation. And a woman is being treated for serious head injuries on scene after being hit by a car near Markham Road and Eglinton Avenue East. She's now in trauma center. Officers are searching for the suspect vehicle that drove away after the incident. 680 News Time, 11:45. Now 680 Sports from Sportsnet. I'm Nadia Nathan. Here's Josh Goldberg.
For just the second time in their history and first since 2001, a loss to the Knicks, the Raptors are featured in the NBA's annual Christmas Day lineup, and point guard Kyle Lowry is excited to have the opportunity against the Boston Celtics.
It's going to be very cool.
It's a one-year annual tradition.
Ever since I was a young child, and it's going to be awesome, being able to step foot on that floor on Christmas Day and have my family and friends around, and the whole world watching.
Both Sportsnet and Sportsnet 1 will have the game with Basketball Central at 11:30 and Sportsnet 590 The Fans coverage kicking off at noon. That's just the appetizer for Hoops fans on Christmas Day, as Sportsnet will have 3 other games with the Sixers and Bucks at 2:30, Lakers and Clippers at 8, with both LeBron James and Anthony Davis expected to play. And to cap it off, the Nuggets and Pelicans tip at 10:30 from Denver. To hockey, where the NHL is off for the holidays until Friday, with the Toronto Maple Leafs sitting second in the Atlantic Division. But the World Juniors get going from the Czech Republic on Boxing Day, with Team Canada opening up group play with a showdown against the United States. Sports at 15 and 45 past every hour, or anytime. Tim and Sid now on TV and radio. Sportsnet 590 The Fan.
680 News Time, 11:47.
We believe in being accountable to you, the listener, which is why we're a member of the Canadian Broadcast Standards Council. As a member, we're committed to upholding the highest standards of broadcasting and adhering to specific codes of conduct. If you have a comment on what you've heard, contact us or visit the CBSC's website, cbsc.ca. We'll respond to your concerns and send you information on the council and its codes.
You head out the front door and head to the car. Slide into the driver's seat and begin. Every time you start your car should be the start of an adventure. Where will yours take you? At Von Chrysler Fiat, we want you to be satisfied from the moment you walk in till the moment you drive off the lot. Come in today to start your adventure. Von Chrysler Fiat. We stand behind our cars. Join the family at VonChrysler.com.
You're listening to All News Radio 680 News. Some new submarines in the U.S. fleet will be taking the names of Pearl Harbor battleships.
The USS Arizona and the USS Oklahoma were 2 of the biggest casualties of the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941. Acting Secretary of the Navy Thomas Modly says 2 new nuclear fast attack submarines will be designated USS Oklahoma SSN 802 and USS Arizona SSN 803. In a statement, Modly says it's his fondest wish that the citizens of the great states of Arizona and Oklahoma will understand and celebrate the Navy's desire to memorialize the 1,177 heroes who perished on the USS Arizona and the 429 more on the USS Oklahoma. I'm Ed Donahue.
Across the pond, it's Christmas message time for leaders around the world, and Britain's newly elected Prime Minister is no exception.
Fresh off his election victory, Boris Johnson is urging Brits, quote, celebrate the good that's to come. And his advice as families gather.
Folks, I hope you enjoy the next few days. Try not to have too many arguments with the in-laws or anyone else. And whoever you are, wherever you are, and however you're celebrating, have a very happy Christmas.
Prime Minister also pays tribute to those working over the festive period, like members of the National Health Service, those away from home serving in the armed forces. Tom Rivers, ABC News, London.
Here at home, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau urging Canadians to do what they do best this time of year.
Take care of each other, because we're not going to take care of you.
Christmas message, Trudeau says it's a season for giving and to give back.
One of the greatest holiday traditions is taking care of each other, and it's something Canadians do all year round. Rain or shine or snow, we show up for each other, because that's who we are. So today, let's come together and let's move forward together in the new year.
The Prime Minister making
What does
special
that
note of
mean?
Canada's
Let's move
Armed
forward
Forces
together.
members. In his message, Trudeau thanks them for their service, whether it's at home or overseas. Coming up in 60 seconds, we'll check on traffic and the extended forecast with Carl Lamb. 680 News Time, 11:50.
It's Staples Boxing Day with our lowest prices of the year, starting December 25th online and December 26th in store. The first 30 customers in store get a free gift card. Save $70 on the SodaStream Fizzy, now just $49.99. $50 on the Powerbeats Pro wireless earphones, now just $279.99. And $60 on the Seagate 8TB expansion hard drive, now just $149.99. Plus, there's so much more. Get what you really wanted. Staples Boxing Day. Stores open early where permitted.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate online at carsforkids.ca. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll benefit a child and get a maximum tax credit.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. Hurry! It's your last chance to donate for 2019.
680 News Time, 11:51. Time for 680 News traffic and weather together on the ones with Michael Ranger.
This report is brought to you by Aaron Wood Ford. We've still got crews dealing with a crash southbound 404, just south of Shepherd, approaching the DVP 401. They're blocking the HOV lane there. There's multiple emergency vehicles on scene. So if you're on the express, just be careful there. There is still all the express lanes open. Traffic might slow down a little bit just because of the flashing lights, but the road is lightly traveled, so there's no delays. The only other issue that we have on the major routes right now is on the eastbound 401, east of Brock Street, left lane blocked. That's for emergency pothole repairs. MTO says that's going to be in effect for the next few days until the 27th. The left lane is blocked again, but with the light traffic on the roads right now, that lane restriction not causing any delays. 401's up to speed right now in both directions all the way across the city. DVP northbound, southbound, no delays there. Gardner is looking good in both directions. We've got that long-term construction on the Gardner between York Street and the DVP. It's down to 2 lanes in both directions. But again, with the light traffic right now, not causing any delays. On city streets, we do have some construction. Keel Street down to a single lane in both directions in Vaughan, north of Teston. Then we've got some construction going on the intersection of Highway 7 and Markham Road. In Markham, crews dealing with a crash right now on Weston Road at Bartonville Avenue. That's between Jane and Eglinton. Log on to AaronWoodFord.com this Christmas morning for the year's best gift, up to $2,000 in Aaronwood bonus bucks on top of the Aaronwood Ford year-end price. Your next report is at 12:01. Now with the forecast, here's Carl Lamb.
And we drop down to -2 tonight with mostly cloudy conditions. Those clouds do linger into tomorrow. We could see a few breaks of sunshine as well. 5 degrees will be the high temperature. We do have a chance for rain and freezing rain to develop during the evening hours. The freezing rain chance is really for areas northeast of the city, closer to cottage country. And that chance does continue into Thursday morning on Boxing Day with that freezing rain risk. But otherwise, it's rain showers that start to overtake most of the GTA. By the late morning and afternoon, a high of 3 degrees. We go up to 8 degrees on Friday, a few early rain showers. Cloudy skies, but some evening snow showers are possible, and a low of 0 Friday night. Tonight's overnight low -2.
Right now in downtown Toronto, partly cloudy, 1 degree, and at Pearson Airport, a few clouds and 0.
This extended forecast is brought to you by Cold Drops. One drop for temporary relief of sore throat and nasal congestion.
Cold Drops.
Cold Drops are available at Metro pharmacies near you. This product may not be right for you. Always read and follow the label.
Coming up at midnight, we'll have the latest on where Santa is, the mild weather, and what's open and closed across the city this Christmas. 680 News Time, 11:54.
Ready for Super Boxing Day? Canada Computers is having a massive Boxing Day sale December 20th 26th to January 2nd. Amazing Door Crashers. Featured deals. Get a gift for someone special this holiday. Whether it's a custom-built PC, laptop, TV, keyboard, or any other electronic, Canada Computers has you covered with great deals. So get your gamer face on and get into Canada Computers and save. For the Canada Computers location near you, visit CanadaComputers.com.
Weather is always changing. Now more than ever.
Listen 3, 4, 5 times a day.
This is 680 News.
Ask for us on your smart speaker.
Justin Bieber fans have a lot to be excited about in the new year.
Justin Bieber hasn't released a new album in almost 5 years, but in a Christmas Eve video, he confirmed new music is coming in 2020. He gave a preview of his first single called Yummy, which will drop a week from Friday, and he also teased a new docuseries.
I believe that I'm right where I'm supposed to be, and God has me right where He wants me.
And the presents keep on coming. A new tour in 2020 will see the 25-year-old playing stadiums and arenas starting May 14th. Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Hollywood.
You're listening to All News Radio 680 News. Coming up in just 60 seconds, our business report. 680 News Time, 11:55.
How does Sugar Plum Fairy transform Canada's Wonderland into the world of Winterfest?
We need lights, millions of them, a gigantic Christmas tree, and Snoopy and the Peanuts gang, and ice skating and carolers spreading cheer, and more lights, and a heap of live shows and family rides. And lights!
Hurry, our magic only lasts on the world of Canada's Wonderland's Winterfest. Select dates through December 31st.
Don't miss the final days of Winterfest. Open daily Thursday through December 31st. Save on tickets at CanadasWonderland.com.
Hanging out after work was great, but I'm exhausted. I just want to go home and crawl into bed. I think I'm good to drive. I've driven this route a million times. Research shows people often can't accurately judge their level of impairment after drinking,
No
and they may not be
shit.
safe to drive. Hey Liz, I know you said you feel okay, but you've had more than a few. Ride with me and we'll get your car tomorrow. Drunk driving is a woman's issue too. Learn how to reduce the risk at changetheconversation.ca.
680 News Time, 11:56. Now time for the 680 News Business Report with Chris McCusker.
A 10th straight winning day on the NASDAQ. It hit an intraday record and it closed at an all-time high. It was up by 7 points, 8,952. The S&P down half a point, 3,223. And the Dow up by 36, 28,515. Very low volume today, about 40% below the average on Wall Street, heading into Christmas in a shortened session. TSX also closed at a record. It was up 51 points, 17,180. The Bank of Canada, which held off on cutting interest rates this year, might be in a different position next year. Carlos Shimada is Chief Market Strategist at Cambridge Global Payments.
So we had a very weak GDP report came out yesterday, really suggesting that the Canadian economy is sort of hit stall speed here. And, you know, that comes along with a pattern of weaker data elsewhere. And so, you know, the thought that Canada will remain an outlier for that long is probably naive at this point.
The Canadian dollar a little lower today, closing just below 76 cents U.S. Oil was up 59 cents, 61.11 a barrel. And then gold jumped by $16, 15.04, a jump of 1.1%, moving above $1,500 for the first time in 7 weeks. Meantime, a fresh one-year low for shares in Aurora Cannabis today, down by 1.1%, $2.62, going as low as $2.50. Now, over the weekend, Cam Batley stepped down as Chief Corporate Officer, and now we're hearing he was asked to step down, but we don't know why. In an earlier release, the company wished him well in Australia, where Batley was approved as a director for MedRelief Australia. Shares in Aurora Cannabis year to date now down 61%. I'm Chris McCusker. This is 680 News.
If you've ever been behind the wheel of an Audi, you know how comfortable, exciting, and advanced they are. And your dealership should reflect that. At Audi Mississauga and Audi Brampton, our expert staff will make you feel at ease. We have the technology to support any Audi service and a selection to put a smile on your face. Visit our convenient locations in the GTA. Audi Mississauga at Mavis Road in the 401, or Audi Brampton in the 410 Mayfield Auto Mall. AudiMississauga.com and AudiBrampton.com.
Part of the Bramgate Automotive family.
You're listening to All News Radio 680 News. Now time for the regional weather forecast. In Hamilton, mostly cloudy, -1 degree. Mississauga, mostly cloudy at 0. Richmond Hill, partly cloudy, -1. Pickering and Oshawa also sitting at -1 with cloudy skies. In Vaughan, -1 degree. Uxbridge, mostly cloudy, -2. St. Catharines, overcast, 1 degree. Cambridge, overcast and 0. In Aurora, mostly cloudy skies, -2 degrees. Brampton, overcast and 0. Right now at Pearson Airport, partly cloudy, 0 degrees, but feeling more like -5 with the wind chill. And right here, downtown Toronto, partly cloudy, 1 degree, but feeling like -5 as well. This is CFTR 680 News, part of the free Radio Player Canada app. From everyone here at 680 News, we're wishing you a Merry Christmas. 680 News time, midnight.
Tell us precisely at midnight.
This is 680 News, Toronto.
Good morning. This is Wednesday, December 25th. I'm Madison Fitzpatrick. And I'm Jordan Coulter. Here's what's making news this hour. It's officially Christmas Day. We'll look at where Big Red is at the NORAD satellite tracker. And we'll let you know what's open and what's closed for the holidays. A suspicious body was found in a dumpster in North York.
A suspicious body. Wasn't no regular ass body.
Investigating after a shooting in the Chain and Finch area has left a man in serious condition.
The Raptors are preparing for just the second Christmas Day game in franchise history as they welcome the Boston Celtics to Scotiabank Arena. And no NHL till Friday, but the World Juniors are coming. Sports at 45.
And coming up in business, on the TSX for 50 years and business for a century, we're looking at Leon's Furniture, a leader in big box retail, now looking at new technology, including virtual reality.
680 News time, 12:01. Time for traffic and weather. Together on the ones, here's Michael Ranger.
This report brought to you by Lexus of Oakville. We've got crews dealing with a crash right now, southbound 404, just south of Shepherd, approaching the 401 DVP. They're in the HOV lane, so it's not blocking any lanes of the express, not causing any delays right now. Just be careful if you're driving through there. Some of the cars slowing down because of all the flashing lights. There's multiple emergency vehicles on the scene there. Some of them have left, but quite a few still remain. Again, that's southbound 404, just south of Shepherd, approaching the 401 DVP. The only other issue we've got on the major routes right now is eastbound 401 east of Brock Street. Crews in the left lane. They're doing some emergency pothole repairs there. MTO says that's going to be in effect for the next couple of days until the 27th. But again, with the light traffic on the roads right now, that lane restriction not causing any delays. All your other major routes are up to speed right now. DVP looking good in both directions. So is the Gardner. We do have that long-term construction on the Gardner from York to the DVP in both directions. Is down to 2 lanes. But again, light traffic right now, so no delays. QEW looking good in both directions. 403, 410, 427, all up to speed right now. Crews dealing with some collisions on city streets. Weston Road at Bartonville Avenue. That's between Jane and Eglinton. And crews dealing with a crash in Scarborough at Eglinton Avenue and Bellamy Road. Every Lexus that leaves Lexus of Oakville comes with all 54 employees as standard equipment. Nobody looks after you like Lexus of Oakville, home of the ultimate Lexus experience. Visit lexusofoakville.ca. Your next report is at 12:11. Now with the forecast, here's Natasha Ramsay.
Well, we are in for a cloudy Christmas, but at least it is going to stay dry, so great travel conditions today, getting up to 5 degrees. Now, we have to watch the overnight into Boxing Day morning because we'll likely see a few spotty showers, which is not a big deal for Toronto, but off to the north, higher elevations could be in for some freezing drizzle and freezing rain through the morning and early part of the afternoon on Thursday. Of course, that's Boxing Day, so watch for some icy conditions to the north. Then we'll switch over to some rain showers in the afternoon with a high near 3 degrees. Today, temperatures rising to a high of 5 degrees.
Right now, downtown Toronto, it's 2 degrees under partly cloudy skies, feeling more like -3 and taking a look over at Pearson Airport. Partly cloudy, 1 degree, feeling more like -4. 680 News time, 12:03.
Christmas Day is finally here in North America, but the Old Man in Red has been busy since 4 a.m. yesterday morning delivering presents all around the world. According to the NORAD satellite tracker, Santa is currently heading to Honduras. A joint operation between the Canadian and U.S. military, NORAD Santa Initiative, started back in 1955 when a Colorado newspaper invited children to call Santa Claus, accidentally listing the number for the Continental Air Defense Command hotline. 6 City News time, 12:04. Christmas means time off for lots of folks, which also means there's not a whole lot open. But here's what is. The movies, Ripley's Aquarium, the CN Tower, the Bedway, and Rabba Fine Foods. The TTC is running on regular weekday schedules. Go Transit and Wheel Trans are also running. It's much of the same on Christmas, for today, but the TTC will be running on a Sunday schedule. You're listening to 680 News. Family and friends may be dealing with grief this holiday season. 680's Jim Benny looks at some do's and don'ts to help get through a less than festive time.
Marta Felber is author of the book Grief Expressed. She says it's probably not a good idea to try to cheer up the person or tell them things will get better.
Or next year will be better. We need to stay in the present with the person in grief. They can't live in the future. They have to be where they are now. And it really doesn't help to say it will be better by and by.
Although it may be hard to be around people who are grieving, Marta says not to exclude them during the holidays.
It means more than anybody can imagine, because many of these people are lonely and they think everybody's forgotten the person that died and they've forgotten them.
And she says it may be a good idea to talk to them about the person they've lost. I'm Jim Bentley.
6 City News time at 12:05. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is urging Canadians to do what they do best this time of year: lend a hand where one is needed. His annual Christmas message says it's the season for giving and for giving back.
One of the greatest holiday traditions is taking care of each other, and it's something Canadians do all year round. Rain or shine or snow, we show up for each other, because that's who we are. So today, let's come together and let's move forward together in the new year.
The Prime Minister makes special note of Canada's armed force members. In his message, Trudeau thanks them for their service, whether it's at home or overseas. 680 News time, 12:06. The Queen plans to acknowledge that both Britain and her family have endured a difficult year in her Christmas message. The pre-recorded address will be broadcast in Britain and the
how hard it was
stations
in that
today.
castle.
Reporter Alama Hassan says excerpts released by Buckingham Palace show the Queen referring to difficulties during the course of the year.
In her annual Christmas message, the Queen acknowledging a turbulent year for her country and perhaps her family as well. The path may at times this year have felt quite bumpy, she says, but small steps can make a world of difference.
It's believed the Queen is referring both to Britain's tortuous path out of the European Union and to the setbacks for the royal family. The Queen's son, Prince Andrew, has come under scrutiny for his friendship with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, and the health of the Queen's 98-year-old husband, Prince Philip, has been a constant concern. 680 News time at 12:07. Toronto police are now investigating a suspicious body found in a dumpster in the Keele and Finch area in North York. Toronto Fire said they were called to the area around 3:45 for reports of a trash fire on Romfield Drive. Since then, Toronto police have taken over the investigation with forensic services on scene. Details of the investigation are being kept under wraps by police. Meantime, one man is in hospital after being shot multiple times today. Here's 680's Meg Black with the story.
Police are on the hunt for 3 suspects after a man was shot in the Jane and Finch area. The call came in around 2:30 this afternoon after a blue Chevrolet Cruze was seen fleeing the scene. Police are now looking for 3 men dressed in all black clothing. Constable Alex Lee tells 680 more about this ongoing investigation.
We are appealing to the public for their assistance. If anyone has any information, please contact police at 416-808-2222 or the local police station, which is 31 Division at 808-3100.
Now a man is in hospital suffering from serious injuries due to the multiple gunshot wounds. I'm Meg Black.
680 News time, 12:08. A rap artist is dead after an early morning shooting at a townhouse complex shooting in northern Oshawa. Police were called just before 3 o'clock yesterday near Simcoe Street North and Britannia Avenue West. Faiz Amin from City News joins us with the Inspector Mitch Martin from the Durham Regional Police for more.
Multiple gunshots were fired, and numerous callers called in about that, hearing multiple gunshots. And then officers attended the area and located the male in the front stoop of that house.
Daquar Stewart was pronounced dead at the scene. The local musician has over 15,000 followers on Instagram where tributes poured in today. Investigators believe he was visiting the area at the time, but it's unclear if the shooting was targeted. No suspect information has been released. Police have not confirmed they are searching for a white vehicle in connection to the shooting, but a white burnt-out SUV was found around 6:30 this morning in the parking lot at Bluffers Park in Scarborough. Police say the vehicle is considered suspicious and they are investigating, but it's too early to say if it is connected to this morning's shooting.
I'm Faiza Mead for City News. Coming up, traffic and weather together on the one. 680 News Time, 12:09.
They didn't even
Let's
fucking
consider for a
mention
moment some internet holiday deals you might want to think about. Uranium ore, Madagascar hissing cockroaches,
motherfucker,
an umbrella hat. Or how about a great holiday deal you don't have to think about, like the Bring Home a Honda event. Lease the redesigned 2020 Honda CR-V LX for just $90 weekly at 4.99% and zero down. Includes rate fees for 60 months. Taxes extra OSC. See HondaOntario.com. Bring Home a Honda. No thinking required.
Now the 680 News gas price update. As Empro predicted, the price did not change at midnight. It's holding at 118.9 cents a liter at most GTA stations. 680 News Time, 12:10.
The presents have been opened and the turkey is all done. 2001 Audio Video's biggest and best Boxing Day sale anywhere starts tomorrow at 7 a.m. chain-wide with amazing door crashers like a Samsung 65-inch smart 4K TV for only $698 and every 4K TV on sale up to 80% off. 2001 Audio Video with the lowest Boxing Day price guaranteed. 2001 We're two men in a truck. So, you're moving to a new home, and all that's left to do is to call a mover you know you can trust. Well, naturally, you think two men in a truck, since you know they have lots of men and lots of trucks. They'll wrap, pack, and move everything you want. With a 96% referral rating and the professionalism you can trust, the choice is simple. For a free in-home estimate, call today. We're two men in a truck. Two men and a truck, the movers who care.
680 News Time, 12:11. Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Handing things over to Michael Ranger.
This report is brought to you by Nikon Canada. Crew still dealing with that crash southbound 404. It's south of Shepherd approaching the DVP 401, just blocking the HOV lane. So all express and collector lanes remain open there. And no delays, light traffic on the road, but some cars are slowing down because of the flashing lights. So just be careful as you drive through there. Again, that's southbound 404, south of Shepherd approaching the 401 DVP. One other issue right now on the major routes, it's some construction on the eastbound 401, or some road work, I should say. They're doing emergency pothole repairs, blocking the left lane east of Brock Street. That's supposed to be in effect for the next few days, according to MTO, until the 27th. But with the light traffic on the roads, it's not causing any delays right now. 401 is up to speed all the way across the city, both directions, DVP, northbound and southbound, not seeing any delays there. Gardner as well. Eastbound and westbound, it's all up to speed. We've got that long-term construction on the Gardner from York Street over to the DVP in both directions. It's down to 2 lanes. But again, light traffic on the roads, so no delays. We've got some... we did have a stalled vehicle on the eastbound QEW just east of Huron, Ontario. That has cleared. A couple of issues on city streets. Crew's dealing with a crash right now, Weston Road and Bartonville Avenue. Bartonville Avenue is between Jane and Eglinton. Then we've got some construction, Keel Street down to a single lane in both directions north of Teston and Vaughan. Some construction at the intersection of Highway 7 and Markham Road in Markham. Snap up a Boxing Week bargain on Nikon DSLR cameras and lenses. Right now, save up to $800 during the Capture the Savings event at your local Nikon authorized dealer. Next report is at 12:21. Now with the forecast, here's Natasha Repside.
We've got roller coaster temperatures for the rest of this week. Now, it's going to be overcast today, waking up to around -2, getting up to 5 degrees through the afternoon, but staying dry. It's until overnight into Thursday morning. We'll get into some spotty showers, a little bit of drizzle, but also some freezing drizzle up over higher elevations. So it could be a little bit icy on Thursday morning. We'll switch that over to some late day rain and a high of 3 degrees. And this is the roller coaster I'm talking about, because by Friday, we're back up to a high of 10 degrees. We'll likely start off with some rain and get drier through the afternoon. Today's high, 5 degrees.
Downtown Toronto right now, it's 2, feeling like -3 under a partly cloudy sky. And over at Pearson Airport, similar conditions. 1, feeling like -4. Still to come on 680 News.
The hypersonic missile race. I'm ABC's Chuck Sievertson. That coming up.
680 News Time, 12:13.
When we work together, amazing things can happen. The Love You by Shoppers Drug Mart program works together with local charities to help advance women's health and provide support systems for women to feel their best. To date, we've raised over $66 million to support women's health initiatives in our communities. Join us in being a champion for women's health. Visit shoppersdrugmart.ca/loveyou to learn how you can participate. Because together, we're empowered. Together, we're healthier. Together, we're unstoppable.
Bodog.net wants to show you how to make a play. When it feels like all of Canada says no, you're asking why not. When everyone's got LA as the favorite, you're repping the underdog from the 6. When your friends say your team is just a bunch of hype, you say, bring it on. When the odds are stacked against you, the post-game tastes that much sweeter. Don't miss a chance to make a play at Bodog.net, your source of free casino games, poker strategy, and live sports odds.
This is All News Radio, 680 News.
It's 2 degrees under a partly cloudy sky. Good morning from the 680 News Broadcast Center in downtown Toronto. I'm Madison Fitzpatrick. Here are the top stories this hour. All through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. It's officially Christmas Day. We will have your weather forecast and a look at where Santa is using the NORAD tracker. Police are investigating this morning after a suspicious body was found in a dumpster in North York. And coming up after sports, we'll tell you why a class action lawsuit is being filed against Frontier Airlines. 680 News Time, 12:15. Now 680 Sports from Sportsnet, 590 The Fan. Here's Josh Goldberg.
The Raptors are getting ready for just their second ever Christmas Day game as they'll welcome the Boston Celtics to Scotiabank Arena, with the two teams separated by just a half game in the Atlantic Division. Raps coach Nick Nurse says his team is excited for the spotlight.
I think it'll be fun. I know I'm getting a lot of messages from back home. Everybody's going to be watching. I think it's a tradition, becoming a tradition around the country and Canada and the U.S. as well. To watch basketball on Christmas, it's great to be a part of it.
Sportsnet and Sportsnet 590 The Fan will have all the action with TV coverage starting at 11:30 and radio coverage gets going at noon. Sportsnet has 3 other NBA games on Christmas Day with the Bucks and Sixers at 2:30, Clippers and the Lakers at 8, and the nightcap with the Pelicans in Denver at 10:30. The Nuggets also announced a multi-year contract extension for their head coach, Mike Malone. To hockey, where the NHL is off for their Christmas break until Friday, with the Leafs sitting in second place in the Atlantic. But you can get your hockey fix starting on Boxing Day as the World Juniors kick off in the Czech Republic, with Canada opening up against their biggest rival, the United States. Sports at 15 and 45 past every hour, or anytime on the home of Tim and Sid now on TV and radio, Sportsnet 590 The Fan.
680 News Time, 12:16.
The holiday magic continues at Casa Loma with the Nutcracker Christmas at the Castle. On now through January 5th, bring the family and discover a host of exciting daily activities and performances. Enjoy shows by famed illusionist Professor Wick and ice skating performers Glees on Ice. Meet holiday mascots and more. The Castle is dazzling with festive decor, including a 40-foot tree in the Great Hall for an enchanting experience for all. Info and tickets at casaloma.ca.
Canada Computers is having a massive Boxing Day sale December 26th to January 2nd. Get deals like an MSI 15-inch gaming notebook with 120Hz Intel Core i5 for $1,099. December 26th only. Asus 15-inch VivoBook Pro Notebook for $799. Free Asus ROG gaming mouse worth $59.99 with this purchase. For the nearest location, visit CanadaComputers.com. Limit 1 per customer while quantities last.
In international news, President Vladimir Putin says Russia has got a strong edge in designing a new weapon, and that's how is the only country to deploy hypersonic weapons.
Speaking at a meeting with top military brass, Putin says no longer does Russia need to play catch-up to the U.S. He says only Russia has deployed hypersonic missiles, ones that can travel at least 5 times the speed of sound. The U.S. military has been working on hypersonic weapons in recent years. Defense Secretary Mark Esper said in August that he believes it's probably a matter of a couple of years before the U.S. has one. U.S. officials have talked about putting a layer of sensors in space to more quickly detect enemy missiles. Chuck Severson, ABC News.
2 women have filed a class action lawsuit against Frontier Airlines, saying they were sexually assaulted on flights of last year.
One woman says she was sexually assaulted by a fellow passenger in October 2018, flying from Denver to Rhode Island. According to the Denver Post, the woman says she was not allowed to change her seat after reporting the incident to a flight attendant.
Was exactly
the second woman says she was assaulted in November flying to Florida, and that flight attendants didn't help her nor contact law enforcement. A spokeswoman for the Denver-based budget carrier says she can't comment on the lawsuits, but says Frontier has strict policies on handling reports of misconduct. I'm Jackie Quinn.
680 News Time, 12:19. Officials in Pennsylvania say they have broken up a major drug ring.
Philadelphia police say they worked with the FBI and DEA on a sting operation that led to the arrest of more than 200 suspected drug dealers. The seizure of drugs worth an estimated $600,000, including heroin, meth, and cocaine, and assault weapons. The gun seizure is very important, says Police Inspector Joseph Fredericksdorf.
I'm sure that some of these guns were engaged in
Yes, sure.
We're going to forensically analyze these guns and compare them to past shootings.
The sting was prompted by complaints from residents of the Kensington neighborhood, a hotbed of drug activity. Brian Clark, ABC News.
Coming up, traffic and weather together on the one. 680 News Time, 12:20.
Be the first to
All right, they got
know
fucking nothing.
as soon as it happens. 680 News.
Switch from your current alarm provider today and save. The Monitoring Center reviews say it all. Join the